Bahuma right side. Gonna cut it inside. Looks now for the end zone.
I mean, you're better off just rolling it down the field, the 40-yard line, than kicking a line drive to number 15.
Salcido in motion. Snap taken, heaving. Gonna throw down the seam. He's got Coleman in the end zone. Touchdown! What an arrow! Look out. Off to the races. Matt Morrison. Blitz up the middle. This one intercepted. Picked off at the flat. It's Lynch on the road, down by a point. Capetta calls his own number, takes the plunge, and ends up in the end zone. Four-man rush. Throws across the body, looking for Peters. He's got him on the run. The holder is Savati. It's clean. The kick is up. Good. And good. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Salem. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Windham Jaguars and the Salem Blue Devils. Week number 4, a measuring stick game for both of these Division I playoff contenders and division rivals. Salem 3-0. For the first time in 6 years, following wins over Keene, Memorial, and Concord. While Windham, after an opening night setback on the road against Pinkerton, they've won 2 straight. A 1-point victory over Massachusetts foe Malden Catholic, and then a blowout win on the road last week against Alvern. So it's September, way too early to be talking about potential playoff situations, but Steve, I've got a feeling perhaps once we get closer to November, these teams are going to look back at this game one way or the other as they try to get in potentially to that tournament field in Division I.
Framed well, Nick. Framed well. Absolutely the case. You can clearly see, I mean, Nashua North is still, in that mix, in that hunt. They've got a really, really big game coming up next week against Bedford as another measuring stick game. But this game we've been watching for a while now. It's so good to be able to see a team this early in the season twice. That's the nice thing about the Jamboree. You kind of get an opening thing. We kind of got an opening taste of what the Blue Devils were all about. I thought they showed a lot of promise there. And then we went up to Concord. Saw them play in Concord, and the third and fourth quarter, you always look at those teams in the third and fourth quarter that come on. One other quick point about Salem, as the season gets further into the cold and the wet and the fall, their offensive unit and the way that they play football is very conducive. It certainly isn't a deterrent to them. I think it becomes an advantage. Windham saw a little bit of film, but had a lot of good discussions with other people. Say, watch out for Windham. They are solid. I've heard things like Tiger Ryan literally carrying that offense on his back. He's a senior. He's ready to go. Looks to me like we're going to go right to the anthem here, Nick. So
yeah, we're going to have
that will be my opening remarks.
We'll step aside, come back, anthem, coin toss, football on the other side. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
All right, getting set for the opening coin toss here in Salem. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Salem and Windham in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Salem looking to stay unbeaten and improve to 4-0. Windham looking to make it 3 straight, as the Jags hope to improve to 3-1. We'll keep an eye on the sky, as we may or may not see some rain later on this afternoon. Right now, overcast skies, a little bit of a breeze. Temperature is okay in the mid-60s. And we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope to avoid the wet stuff. Referee, Jason Patch, one of the veterans, on hand here today, meeting with the team captains at midfield. Steve, some keys here between both teams here. What needs to go right for each team?
All right, get past ball security and special teams on both sides. They're always important in games with teams that like to run the ball. Teams that have a fast-paced offense, they can get up and down the field quickly, but when you're designed like a Windham and a Salem, you certainly have the capability of doing that, but you're generally a running football team. Ball security is going to become extremely important here. I think that as far as Salem is concerned, the individual key that I would give them is they need to continue to block like they blocked against Concord, which is a huge reason why they're 3-0. The edge blocking they have, the outside swing blocks that they were able to accomplish against Concord and create openings, cross blocks, and they do it all, and they do it very effective. Whoever the line coach is, congratulations. You've done a wonderful job with Salem this year. I think that has got to continue. For Windham, Nick, they've got to hit the running backs at the line of scrimmage. It's critical that they hit them right at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage, because this offense is designed, once they get a running back through the line of scrimmage, the blocking downfield is lethal. So if Windham can do that against defensively, their offense stands on its own, Nick. It's going to do just fine as far as I'm concerned today. Those will be the 2 keys. So as we get ready to kick off here, Nick, this game, as we started to talk before the break, is a critical game, a breakout game, and I think it's going to have, as you said, huge playoff implications, potentially could even mean a first home game opportunity as well.
All right, Windham will receive. Jaguars in their road whites. The kick is up in the air and handled along the far side by Jaguar sophomore Mike Breeley. I said sophomore is actually, Steve, a freshman, and he's going to make his way over the 25 to about the 28-yard line. So here's a look at this Jaguar offense. Of course, we know about the option. Coach Byrne has had that system in place for quite a while now. New quarterback this season, same tailback. That's Tiger On, a player to watch this afternoon. He's been the rushing leader for the last couple of seasons.
Something
there he
else.
is as the tailback here as we get going. First play, handoff, up the middle. And that's on a good 6-yard gain up to about the 35-yard line.
Good.
Stopped there by Salem's
Good
Taylor
down
Walton.
block here by the guard. Look at this opening, washing him down, kicking out. Nice job. That you're going to give Tiger that kind of space to run through. They're going to have time of possession advantage big time. Both of these offenses definitely fight for time of possession advantage. I think that's going to be a stat we'll look back at after the fourth quarter's done.
Blue Devils will crowd the line on 2nd down and 4. Coach Byrne going to keep it with his quarterback.
Nice
and on
contain.
a scramble left side, he's going to lose a couple.
Yeah, that's
Stopped
good.
in the backfield about 2 yards deep. That means 3rd down and 6 on the way.
That's good team tackling. Look at the control here on the outside edge. They clamped it right down, nowhere to go. Guys disciplined, in the right place at the right time. Did not buy the fake. Good work.
And now a chance of defense coming from this gathering crowd here at Salem High School. Not a bad crowd.
No.
Plenty of parents, a few students, the band mixing in the bleachers as well. Meanwhile, straightforward on second effort is going to push the pile for a 1st down and then some. Up to his own 45, gain of nearly 10 there on 3rd and 6.
Look at the ball control by Tiger on 2 arms around that ball. Knows exactly the importance when you're in your own zone, inside the 50 of your own 50. You've got to protect that football. This guy is a veteran runner. He's got all the good mechanics and the God-given attributes as well to really, as we've heard, carry a football team.
Yeah, he's really got that low center of gravity
He sure does.
as well. He's going to get another one here. Off right guard this time on 1st and 10 is going to battle his way up to midfield.
One other
Pick
thing,
up 5.
One other thing, you watch Tiger here. He gets, as soon as impact hits, he starts bounding the legs. Very, short, hard steps. Watch. He comes in, he takes the hit, and then watch those feet work. Very, very quick steps close to the ground, and he grabs another 2 or 3 yards right there. Very valuable runner to have on any squad.
Kevin Tedisco there on the tackle for Salem. We'll call his name a lot tonight on both sides of the ball. Here's a pitch. Cam Williams is the junior. He's going to find the edge and a 1st down.
Yeah.
Makes his way along the sideline down inside of Salem territory near the 40-yard line.
Great block there by Christopher Brearley. Watch the outside here. Number 31 does a great job. See 31, he's got him in control. He's got his hands inside the breastplate of the shoulder pads, and just a terrific job blocking. This is going to be a fun game to watch here.
Both teams really stressed the fundamentals, and it paid off that time for Windham. On 1st and 10, opening drive here. It's a spin by On at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to lean his way down to about the 39-yard line. Good second effort there for On, his 3rd carry of this opening drive. We're nearly 3 minutes in.
Tiger's all muscle and bone, but is a lot of it. He's got a big girth there that they just had in those thick thighs. Very hard to tackle, get your arms around. You could see that on that last play. Just very difficult to get a good wrap on him. And he's turning very, very well. He's doing a lot of pivoting as he carries the ball, as he's holding it with 2 arms, and that's buying him some extra yardage here.
Couple of wingbacks, one in motion on 2nd and 5. First pass, and there's a catch. It's Roy Benjamin. The senior makes the grab a yard or 2 beyond the 1st down marker. They rule him down at about the Salem 31, and that is now the 4th 1st down of this drive.
Yeah, offensive line here doing a great job. Look at the time he has to throw that ball. I know it's a short pass, but still, he had plenty of time to sit in the pocket, look downfield.
A little bit of a cushion coverage there. Kalen Smith.
Yep.
The senior gave him plenty of room.
They'll tighten it down now as they get inside the 30.
Smith did make the tackle on 1st and 10. Quarterback keeper, right side, and he's cut down near the line of scrimmage, right below the knee. That's Tedisco again.
Yeah,
who comes up with the tackle.
Nice job by Aaron Masson, number 57, to get in and kind of cause havoc in the backfield, which never allowed him, the quarterback, really to get going.
There's Coach Jack Byrne. Been on the job for a while now.
Yep.
And had his team really playing well going into the postseason last year. Windham a bit of a surprise in 2022.
Wow,
and some expectations here as, again, the team seeking their third win in 4 weeks. Again, it's on, and all of a sudden the Jaguars knocking on the door of the red zone. Just outside the 20 is where they'll spuck the football on now with 5 carries here on this opening drive. This drive began back at the Jaguar 26-yard line.
I'm looking for number 15 on the roster, Nick, and I can't find him. I'll tell you, it's kind of confusing here.
Yeah, the roster's a little outdated. Apparently. 1st and 10. 2 receivers, strong side left. Again, on is the back in the pistol. Movement up front. Yep. Somebody, I think, was early there for Salem. That's Lucas Mosier, the senior who ended up in the backfield before the ball was snapped.
Good cadence call. This offensive drive being called by Jack Byrne is very effective here, Nick. He's using all of his assets and his tools, and he's doing it with using a lot of the field. And every time they begin to clamp down to try to control Tiger on, they've got another play in the playbook that they're able to find some green space someplace else to get somebody else involved. Nice job.
1st and 10. Play action. Pressure. Throw on the rollout, and it's incomplete. He had a man open in the end zone. But you saw it there, the grass field helped out Salem there. Breeley Christopher, or Chris Breeley, rather, is the intended target. The junior slipped just inside the end zone, so 2nd and 5.
Yeah, feet went right out from under him. Well, a lot of discussion about that they say for safety reasons that's a good thing versus some of the turf field, but I don't think turf's going away, Nick.
Up the middle. On with a seam is cut down at the 5-yard line. That's going to set up a 1st down and goal. Meanwhile, flags are going to fly as one of the Jaguar linemen lost his helmet. Donald Clem involved there in a scrap in the backfield. Lost the headwear, and the officials are going to talk about what they saw here. This is going to be our first penalty.
Saw our helmet come off on the replay. Here we may get it here.
See the battle there, and then the takedown by Salem's Mosier.
Wow,
So we'll see how they rule this one.
It looks to me like it's probably going to be
our referee Jason Patch. That may be offsetting or
I don't
against
know.
Mosier. We'll see.
The replay showed a pretty hard takedown by number 59.
That's Mosier. Again, involved with Clem on the left side of the line there.
I don't know what's going on. Fixing field turf here, or
it may have been a deep divot, perhaps.
I don't know.
A chunk of grass was perhaps taken out. Well, we welcome you inside our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. What a doozy we had last night in Derry. A thriller between Pinkerton and Londonderry. That game is up on our YouTube channel, FNL NH Media. And you can watch that, of course, for free on our YouTube channel. Meanwhile, I think there's an official shaking up. And they're going to, I believe.
Is it Jason? Or?
Well, they're talking with him. I'm not sure if that's the medical staff out there speaking with Jason Patch, our referee, or what exactly the issue is. It comes with just over 5 minutes gone.
No, it's another referee that's looks like his right leg he's going to be helped off the field. Yeah, he was in between the medical personnel and Jason Patch.
Tiger on, going to lend a helping hand. It's the official trying to walk his way to that far sideline. Well, again, this one an early battle. Salem, a 3-0 start that caught some by surprise. Their best start since 2017. That was a year when Salem went undefeated. And their win over Memorial was their first home win in a while. Overall, of course, this is a legendary program for a long time, was spearheaded by former head coach Jack Gaddy. And all in all, Salem's overall record as a high school, 344, 231, and 6. That's a win percentage of just under 60%. Not bad.
Not bad.
When we're talking about 50-plus years.
Well, I mean, you got to reload every single year, and you're going to be playing Pinkertons, and for years, and the Londonderrys of the world under Tom Sawyer. I mean, that's a lot of wins put together of the old Division I, which they've always been in, and obviously continuing on that tradition in the new Division I, where, what would you say, Nick, about 2/3 of the Division II teams came up, right? Somewhere in that range into Division I.
Well, they had the big realignment back in 2013.
That's what I mean.
Where they consolidated from 6 divisions down to 3. They have since expanded back to 4, so a lot of those teams were in flux.
I don't see a lot of dissatisfaction with a 4-division setup, Nick. I think 6 felt like it was too many. I think it's more now of who should be moving up, who should be moving down a type of thing, more than adding divisions. I think they kind of got that part of it right.
I thought 3 was ideal for me, but
yeah,
they want to do 4, okay, but absolutely no more than 4, in my opinion.
6 was just out of control.
All right, meanwhile, we are, I believe, set to proceed now with 4 officials. Both head coaches are receiving a face-to-face explanation here.
Well, the other ref is getting attention on the sidelines. I'm not sure he's done completely.
Right.
They may wrap him up and put him move his position to a less strenuous one that's out in the field. They generally don't want to leave their crew.
No. We'll see if this little delay helps Salem, as Windham had some momentum on this lengthy drive here to open the game. But now the Jaguars are ready to go on 1st and goal.
I see Roger Brown and Joe Marshallina down there.
All right, 2 receivers left. Again, On has been the centerpiece, and they give to the senior. He's trying to plunge his way into the end zone, and he does. That's a touchdown from 2 yards out. And impressive opening drive, 74 yards, nearly 5.5 minutes. And it's capped off on this play here, a 2-yard touchdown run by senior Tiger On.
Pretty much earned that one on his own, Nick. Salem had a pretty good job doing the gas, but a nice kick-out block there by number 53, which opened up that ability of Tiger to get another step of momentum, and you give him that, he's going to push you back.
Number 53,
and kick is good.
Senior Mason Kettlar. Extra point, no problem, and Windham. Got a 7-0 lead here on the road. That's taking some of the crowd out of this, and also a little bit of precipitation now coming down here. Starting to see some of the umbrellas.
They said it was going to happen. Game time for about an hour, 100%, and then after that it kicks way down. And I don't think there's any real precipitation that we saw coming until around 4 or after, Nick. So that was a really impressive drive. If you look at the way Coach Byrne organized his plays and methodically worked his team down the field, I like the way he utilized Tiger On. And then as soon as he got the kind of pursuit on Tiger, or over pursuit, if you will, he was able to branch out some of that play calling. So overall, if you're Windham right now, you've got to be feeling pretty good about that offensive drive. It was sustained. Minimal amount of penalties. Actually, I think it was an encroachment call against Salem. Salem does not seem quite as physical as they did the other night in Concord, but it's very, very early. That can certainly change here. But this is their opportunity to get their offense out in the field and show what they can do.
This is a hot bouncer.
Nice reception.
Yep. Handled on his knees there by Kalen Smith, one of the up men at about the 35-yard line. That is where Salem will begin. So 1st and 10. So Windham getting the start that Coach Byrne was hoping for.
Yes.
Now the defense will try and take on this high-powered rushing attack here from Salem.
Well, that's going to be very interesting to see because clearly both of these offenses function very. Now seeing this drive of Windham in person, it's kind of exciting to and can see why they're 3-0 as well. So
4-man front. A 4-man front for the Jags. 1st and 10,
blocking.
Gonzalez, a good cut. And the senior Taylor is going to make his way up to about the 40-yard line. Gain of 8, maybe 9 there on a right side run.
Yeah, we really, well, at least I did, Nick. I think you did as well.
Yep.
Up in Concord last week. He is a total player. He's not about Mr. Gonzalez. He's about team. And I really like that when you have good attributes like he's got in so many areas, but he's such a team player. I'd give that guy the ball away. His attitude and exudes itself amongst the other players. Oh, nice pull here and kick.
Here's Gonzalez, first down and then some. He's got some room. Into Windham territory, tracked down from behind at about the 30-yard line of the Jaguars. A big play for a first down.
You got to see this kick-out block. This is first rate here. I don't think we're going to see it here. There it is. Watch the kick-out block that there it is right there. Pulls in motion, just absolute body to body, and Gonzalez is able to turn upfield, and there was nobody there to cover after the edge was established by the Salem offense.
Going to put him in motion here. Tedesco's first carry is a right sider on, and he's going to bust through inside the 30 for another first down, a 12-yard pickup. Well, that's been the 1-2 punch.
1-2 punch.
Kevin Tedesco and, of course, Felix Gonzalez. Mm-hmm. You mentioned last week's performance, a 28-14 win at Concord. Tedesco went for 124 on 15 carries. Gonzalez was right behind him, 85 yards on 16 attempts, and both players scored a touchdown. On 1st and 10, the Jaguars respond. A good defensive stop left side. Second tackle already for Jake McKellick. Out of the secondary there for the Jaguars, a 2-yard gain, a 2nd and 8 coming up. We're inside of 5 minutes here, opening quarter.
And that's what you want, Nick. You want to bend in the middle part of the field, but don't bend at all. Bend but don't break in the middle, but don't bend at all when you get inside your red zone. They get inside your red zone area. We'll see what Salem can do.
Gonzalez, right side, his third carry. He breaks a tackle. He's inside the 5, and he leans down to about the 4-yard line. There's a Jaguar shaken up as Caleb Brow, one of the senior defensive backs, is still down at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, you're going to see here on the replay, he took quite a hit, Nick. A lot of good lead blocking here. Watch the lead blocking down the field.
He really got 3 nice seals there.
3 very good blocks.
Including one from the fired up Roman Mosier.
Well, we know 2 teams that know how to block in Division I, and that's Windham and Salem for sure. We saw some great blocking last night, Nick, between Londonderry and Pinkerton. So much. I can't tell you what it means to see. This is quality coaching coming in and really selling the concept and the culture on these Division I teams here. The whole concept that all 10 of 11, other than the ball carrier, have got to block and finish to the whistle. And I've seen it progressing each year. And as we get more and more football players in a higher level of competition, because you have the numbers, the better numbers on teams, there's a lot of tactical improvement that you can make throughout the year because you have 2 quality players going against each other in practice at each position at least. And both of these teams, looks like he's okay.
They're going to walk him off the field.
Yeah, he got thrown back pretty hard.
But Brow is walking off under his own power, so that's potentially a good sign for the youngster. Yes. Meanwhile, Salem knocking on the door. It'll be 1st and goal from just inside the 5-yard line. Salem hoping to tie this one up here, trailing early 7-0. All right. Nolan Lumley, one of the co-captains, the quarterback, hands off to Tedesco, right side, and he's in for a touchdown.
Another impressive drive here, 1-2 back and forth here. This is kind of what we thought was going to happen. It's going to be very interesting to see now the adjustments that take place defensively on each of these teams to try to foil this forward movement. Every single play, Nick, the blockers are outdoing the defenders.
Yeah, good block thrown up front by the tight end, Ivan Colon.
Sure was.
The third. There he is, number 18 in blue. An impressive drive as it goes 65 yards in just 1:20. Extra point, trying to tie this one up. Lumley, the holder, handles a high snap. The kick is up and good. And all of a sudden, it's 7-7.
And they answered.
As we expected, Steve, both offenses moving the ball primarily on the ground through the first 2 drives of the game.
Yeah, I give a very, very narrow edge to the Blue Devil offensive line over the defensive line of Windham, but not by much, Nick, because Tiger Ryan was able to work his way down the field pretty effectively. I think the strategy that Coach Byrne used to work the ball down the field was very methodical. He mixed it up with some short passes, some quarterback runs, some option, some tiger run through the middle, some tiger run off tackle a little bit. Just utilize his assets extremely well. Salem, almost anything that they ran just seemed to pull off 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 yards, and they worked the ball down the field pretty quickly. Almost, 2 minutes and 30-second drive into the end zone for Salem.
Just 120, actually.
Is that all?
Yeah. Made quick work there.
Well, 6:35 to 4:10.
5:35. No, you're right. 6:35.
No, 6:35.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It was 5:35 drive.
Yes. You're right. Either way, quick work.
Jeez, Nick, I'm losing it. If that's the case, that's always been something I've watched for ball control.
Well, apparently I'm losing it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right, 1st and 10, Windham. Second drive for quarterback Billy DiPietro, or Billy DiPietro, excuse me, who looked pretty good on that opening drive, orchestrating a run-heavy attack. Went to the air once for one completion. Handoff on 1st and 10. This time he sliced down after only a 2-yard gain. There's the middle linebacker for Salem. Dan Hughes, we'll call his name a lot tonight. Just a junior, but one of the co-captains makes the tackle there.
You're going to see a little bit better key on early. The linebackers are not leaving their post. They're holding in that 1, 2, 3, and 4 gap, Nick, and they're not leaving. So I think that they were caught in a little bit of a chase game the first time. We'll see if Salem can you're not going to stop Tiger Rod. It's just, can you slow him down?
Got a false start here.
And got a false start. That is
first penalty against Windham.
Yep. Not what you're looking for when you first start. But nevertheless, it looks to me like those linebackers, to your point earlier, Nick, are staying home here a little bit longer before they leave their post.
Yeah, Hughes in the middle of that 4-3, trying to direct some traffic defensively.
Yeah.
He's going to step up here and make a tackle in the hole.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on right now.
There he is, Hughes, wearing the emotions on the sleeve, led the charge there. They'll give him 1 on the forward progress, but still a 3rd and long on the way, 3rd and 10 facing the Jaguars.
So let's give the defensive coordinator team and team upstairs some credit there, because what it certainly appears like is they're on to what Tiger On's initial running lanes were, and they're filling them quite well right now. We'll see if they can hold.
They fake to On. DiPietro's pitch taken near side. Yeah. And now Chris Brearley's got plenty of room along the sideline, 1st down and more. They mark him out of bounds just shy of midfield, but that's still a pickup of about 16 yards on the pitch.
I didn't see Concord able to control the edge against Salem last week, Nick, like this one. That's just terrific, hard-nosed blocking right there. I give Coach Byrne a lot of credit on that play call. What does the defense do? Stacks it in a little bit more. He grabs the edge, and nice run. I don't know. I mean, is that Christopher Brearley or not?
Yes, sir.
Nick? Okay, because this roster is something else.
Man in motion. DiPietro is going to hear this one being blown.
Yeah,
that's a flag is thrown by the official.
Yep, false start. Was that Tiger moving early or a lineman moving early? I couldn't tell.
Somebody from Windham. That's the 2nd penalty on this drive.
And that hurts. Slows everything down. Gives the defense a rest. There's a whole bunch of things when you start creating offensive cadence-style penalties.
Bit of a momentum
benefits it gets in the psychology, and the defense strengthens.
Again, the dual wingbacks here, 1 in motion, snap taken. They fake to On. They keep it with DiPietro, and he's near side. Breaks 1 tackle before he's pushed out of bounds. Very close to the 1st down marker. They're going to give it to him. Well, another lengthy run there of, again, 16 yards.
So watch here.
1st down.
So what you're going to do is they fake Tiger Run. They're all closing in, and it just opens the off tackle, Nick, right up. You got to give Coach Byrne and his offensive crew a lot of credit here. They're watching what's going on. There's a cat and mouse game going on here, and this is the best thing about football. It is a chess game going on offense and defensive coordination and adjustment making that we're seeing right before our eyes. It's good stuff. Both these teams up to the challenge.
1st and 10. The offenses have had their way so far in this first quarter. Going for the big pass.
Got him.
Brearley the catch inside the 5. Touchdown. Jaguars. Windham dialing up the pass play. It's a 33-yard pitch and catch for the touchdown. DiPietro to Breeley. And Windham is going to retake the lead here on the road.
Deep play action pass, Nick. What's happened is Coach is I'm so sorry. I got this cough I just can't get rid of. The deep pass was at the time. It was a good seam pass, worked off a play action, and here comes the kick. But that was just extremely well timed for the call, and it's good.
Ross Seamus splits the uprights. Got a 14-7 game here early as neither defense has been able to come up with an answer so far. 3 lengthy combined drives, 3 touchdowns here with still 2.5 remaining in this first quarter.
The art of play calling and then the players executing that on the field. Windham's got some really good stuff going on here, Nick. Obviously, Salem's offense was clearly first at crack at it, was up to the challenge as well. Both defenses ultimately struggling to slow down these running offenses. And again, we talk about it all the time. These two teams, as we move later in the year with the bad, cold, nasty weather, Nick, when you've got these kind of games, we saw it with the two teams last night. They're also good running between Londonderry Lancers and Pinkerton Astros. 4 good teams we're going to see this weekend, it certainly looks like, Nick.
Yeah,
this is good stuff.
Game tonight, or game last night, rather, was very competitive down to the final minute or so, and this one may be shaping up to be just as dramatic. On the return, this is David Gasbro, and Gasbro is across the 20, across the 25, up to about the 26-yard line, stopped there by Jordan Zanini.
Both teams, Nick, not afraid to be physical and hit hard. To me, Nick, these two teams initially, again, it's very early to tell. They're both 3-0, so I mean, get credit where credit is due. But now they're playing each other, and you can see both of these teams are.
Windham actually 2-1.
That middle class, it's working its way up fast.
Windham hoping to improve to 3-1.
Correct.
With their third straight win. Meanwhile, on 1st and 10, that's Gonzalez, and he's cut down in the hole at about the 30-yard line after just a 2-yard, maybe a 3-yard gain.
Dylan Kim just taking up 2 gaps right there. Watch Dylan Kim, number 52. Watch him just take away his opponent, get separation. See the separation he gets from his offensive lineman? And that's just good defensive line work right there.
Yeah, Kim, one of the returning veterans up front, the senior defensive tackle, along with Leon Shambo, make a pretty good 1-2 punch at DT. Meanwhile, here's Tedesco on a left side run. We stopped about the 35-yard line, a couple of yards shy of that first down marker. It'll set up a 3rd down and 2. Jaguars again get a stick out of the secondary there from Jake Michalik. And now Salem, who I don't believe faced a 3rd down on that opening drive.
No, I don't believe they did either.
Going to have to try and convert here on 3rd and 2 from their own 30 as we approach the final minute of this first quarter. 5 defensive linemen for Windham. Quarterback is hit.
The snap.
Yeah, it looked like a faulty exchange between the center and the QB. Hughes is right there to try and push the pile for Salem, but it doesn't work. They're a yard short.
Looks to me like Coach Abraham's going to go. Looks like he's going to go for it. Very early in the game, Nick, to go. I mean, he's got faith. He understands that he wants his offense on the field. Little bit of a risky call, but boy, if he gets it, it's going to look really, really good.
Yeah, he's going to send his senior quarterback into the huddle. So, going to roll the dice from his own 35-yard line.
Now he's going to call a timeout.
Lumley is also, I believe, the punter. And now a timeout is called here with
this could all change.
32 seconds to go in this first quarter. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty, now with 5 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast, including in Salem. Find out more at NewHampshireiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally, by Spectrum Monthly, powerful local advertising solutions. Find out more at SpectrumMonthly.com. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you here in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. Presented by Beals Insurance. An early fourth down conversion attempt here. 4th and 1 from their own 35-yard line. Salem going to roll the dice. They stick with Gonzalez, and the senior is very close.
Real close. They're going to give him a generous spot right there, Nick. That's a very generous spot.
Kim and company signifying that they did get the stop. The officials aren't so sure.
I don't think so.
Referee Jason Patch is going to move the sticks first down.
Every bit of whatever Gonzalez got, they certainly gave him all of that, for sure. I thought they had him stop back an extra quarter of a yard back, but
they put it right on the 37.
Put it right on the 37 and had enough without even a measurement. So it pays off for Coach Abraham and the Salem Blue Devils. That was a big execution, right? Good execution there.
Could be the final play of the first quarter. Lumley going to throw off the back foot, looking for Tedesco. He makes the catch at the Windham 25-yard line, spins his way down to the 20. Tackled inbounds after a big pickup. The play-action pass pays off. Lumley goes to the air. Tedesco is open on the other side. And Salem is going to set up shop here, 1st and 10 at the Jaguar 20-yard line.
Well, they caught him asleep there in the defensive secondary, Nick. That's just a great play call by Coach Abraham. They are both coaches, Nick, calling great play sequencing on the offenses here for both Windham and Salem Blue Devils. That was a good call by Steve. Always credit a coach that believes in his team, willing to go for it. Here we go.
End of the first quarter. Second quarter on the way. Both offenses looking unstoppable.
They do.
Through 12 minutes. Windham with the edge, 14-7. Salem looks for a response when we return. Second quarter next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Started the second quarter here in Salem. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you. A fast-moving first quarter. Saw 3 total touchdowns. Windham with a 14-7 lead. Salem now seeking an answer as they enter the red zone on 1st and 10 from the Jaguar 20. It's a left side run for Gonzalez, who has been the bell cow so far for Coach Steve Abraham. He's going to dive his way down to about the 17, maybe the 16-yard line after a 4-yard pickup. Both teams looking for a September victory that may be meaningful down the road. 2 teams in the same division. And, of course, to the victor goes the spoils. A potential tiebreaker would be in the back pocket for the winner here this afternoon. Meanwhile, Lumley on a quarterback keeper. Going to tiptoe out of bounds shy of the 5-yard line. And that's another first down here for Salem. Steve, both offenses have done what they've wanted so far in this one.
Both teams have quarterbacks that can do more than just hand the ball off, Nick. They can run and they can throw the ball as well. You know, the 2 really nice passes, one in the on the touchdown by Windham, and then the one down here after the 4th down conversion. So quarterback's looking good here today.
And off on 1st and goal. Gonzalez tackled from behind, shy of the goal line. They're going to stop him at the 1.
Yeah, they're just loading the point of attack, Nick. That's the whole concept of a double wing, T, whatever you want to. Not they don't run a T, but I'm just saying that kind of like a hybrid double wing here, and they just throw the blockers a point of attack. And when you get a guy like Gonzalez who is not afraid to lower his shoulder and go for it, and he's got that lanky speed.
Quarterback sneak. No, it's a handoff left side, and that's a touchdown. It's Taylon Walton able to fall his way across the goal line on a left side run. And Salem has the answer. However, there is a flag down along the line of scrimmage, and we've got a false start here.
Wow, is that a game changer?
So they'll wave off the touchdown, and Salem is going to be penalized 5 yards.
Wow.
So no touchdown there for Walton. It stays 14-7 with a minute gone by second quarter.
Still second down, though. Wow. That changed things.
Seen that procedural penalty bite now both teams.
I looked at the replay. I didn't see anybody moving, but they were right down there, so somebody must have flinched.
Jaguars got tagged with 2 procedural penalties back in the first quarter. This one hurts Salem. So, second and goal from the 6. Handoff to Disco, and he's wrapped up and stopped inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. A body of Jaguars are there, including Mason Kettlear, the senior linebacker, checking in here in the first half with a couple of stops, and now a big 3rd and goal on the way.
Yeah.
3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Neither defense has been able to come up with a stop. The Jaguars with an opportunity perhaps here, if they can hold Salem out of the end zone. Blue Devils hoping to tie the game. They pitch to Gonzalez. He's got a clear path into the end zone, and he goes in untouched. A 4-yard touchdown run for Felix Gonzalez, the junior.
Well, they just loaded the whole center of the field on defense, Nick. Said, go ahead. If you're going to grind it down our throat, we're not going to let you do that. You're going to have to do something else, and that's exactly what the play call was. Nice, good, firm pitch to Gonzalez. Had the edge. Nobody was in a position to come up at that point, make a tackle, and he just drilled it in the end zone. That is the evening out that the Salem Blue Devils were looking for, Nick. Now these extra points become so important in a tight game like this.
And this one blocked. Line drive attempt blocked as the Jaguars get a push up the middle and retain the lead as a result, still 14-13.
Yeah, it looked like it was kicked really low, Nick. You'll see here. Not sure if the ball looked like it was tilted a little to the side, if I'm correct, and just the whole timing was off there, and he drilled it right into the hands, held up hands of the 2 defensive linemen coming through.
So Salem, they get the touchdown, but the extra point elusive as we get another look at the scoring play. Toss there for Gonzalez. He's been very good to begin the campaign here. Again, just a junior. He's led the way out of the backfield, had a couple of nice runs when we saw Salem last week at Concord. And he's also contributed in the pass game as well. We talked about that play action. Broke one for 63 yards opening night at Keene as he hooked up with his quarterback, Nolan Lumley. So Gonzalez living up to expectations so far in this first half.
So really nobody's been able to provide on either defense a legitimate stop to hand the ball back to their offense. We're basically up, down here, and we're back, forth, and got a 14-13 game. Not unexpected by any means that they would be locked at this level right now, but one of the defenses is going to have to stand up and get the ball back to
break this cycle.
Yeah.
That's a good kick out of the back of the end zone, a touchback. And now 1st and 10 on the way here for Windham.
Speaking of good kicks, did we ever see a big kick last night at the end of the game? Folks, if you want to see a heck of a football game, go on our FNLNH Media website on YouTube and check out the Mac Plaque game with Londonderry at Pinkerton. But that kick at the end, which created no run-back opportunity, Nick, was just Johnny on the spot as far as timing is concerned.
I saw a few good kicks last night, including the energy, on the opening play.
The energy in the crowd on both teams had just tremendous entourages there of fans.
Nearly 5,000 in attendance last night
Had to
at
be.
Pinkerton Academy. We've got a good crowd on hand here.
Yep.
As it continues to file in.
A lot of interest in this game.
Despite the kind of rainy weather here, it's been drizzling throughout this first half. There's still a large standing student section off to our left. Meanwhile, on 1st and 10, Salem able to bottle up that rush attempt. Just a yard gain, and now a 2nd down and 9 on the way. Just over 2 minutes gone by in this second quarter. DePietro with On behind him, looks around at the line of scrimmage, sees 4 down linemen for Salem. Hands to On, left side, bounces it outside, got a 1st down, still alive along the sideline, and he's all the way up to the Windham 44-yard line.
Yeah, you can tell he knows how important that run was to allow him to get outside. So if you get Tiger on up the middle in the 4 inside gaps, and he's able to capitalize there, they begin to shut it down. I love the play call. Get him in motion outside, either a pitch or a handoff like that, and for him to be, you could see he was elated when he stood back up there because, okay, send me to some green space and I'll get it done.
Got a good block downfield
Yes,
along the perimeter from Matt Damaris as
did.
well. That one goes for 23 yards. Meanwhile, a timeout here. Not sure who called it. It may have been Salem as they look to patch some holes here defensively. Coach Abraham addressing his guys.
Yep.
Well, Wyndham, we talked about it. Hung with Pinkerton, a very good undefeated Pinkerton team on opening night. That game was in Derry. It was a final score in favor of the Astros, 34-21. They rebound with a win against a Massachusetts program, Malden Catholic, and then a blowout victory on the road in Hudson at Alvern, 49-14 last week. They'll have another tough test next week, Friday night against Londonderry. Meanwhile, Salem, 2 road wins early on, including opening night. A 5-point win at Keene. A blowout win over Manchester Memorial, 45-7 in week 2. That was their home opener. And then another road win last week, as we mentioned, at Concord by a final of 28-14. So both teams have grown accustomed to getting their way, and both offenses, as we mentioned, have done their thing so far in this first half. On 1st and 10, another tough cadence call may have gotten Salem to jump.
Yeah.
As a flag is thrown.
These things may not individually, Nick, be 15-yarders, but cumulatively they begin to have an effect on field position, and it's a little one of those internal chess games that go on with who can draw who offsides, who's going to jump, and it begins to get in the psychology of the defensive lineman if the offensive line cadence is able to get them to jump. Because what happens is they got to hold off, and that allows the offensive line to begin to have its way because it does know the cadence and get off the ball a little quicker to their blocks.
1st and 10. No, 1st and 5 following the penalty. DePietro is yanked down at the line of scrimmage.
That's just good defense right there. There was nowhere for him to go. It wasn't a comfortable situation, Nick, for him to pitch it. There was a defender right there in between he and his pitch man, and he did the smart thing, just turning it upfield and grabbing what was there. Good defense.
Well covered.
Yep. Hard to do. When you're a team that knows how to run that option, it's a hard thing for defense to shut down. Did a good job there.
It'll set up 2nd down and 5. 3 minutes in, second quarter. There's the pitch. Brealey, left side run, breaks a tackle. There's a flag on the play. He does have the 1st down for now.
You're going to get a hold here on Windham, I believe. There was a lot of time that it took. Watch, if you look at the right side, you're going to see it right there. That was out of view. But it looks to me like it's not going to be a hold against them. I'm wrong about that.
We're going to move the sticks for now.
So what they do, pick the flag up, Nick?
Yeah, well, Steve Abraham is just as confused as we are.
Yeah.
The head coach raising his arms here on the near sideline.
All right, looks like he's satisfied with the explanation there. May not be happy about it, but
no. They're going to spot it
got
there.
Answer.
The ball carrier went out of bounds. That was the Salem 48-yard line.
So they picked it up.
All right. DePietro, extended handoff, another flag.
Another flag.
Tackle made at the line of scrimmage on. Nowhere to go, but let's see again what the penalty is. The back judge threw that thing pretty emphatically. It is a hold against Windham.
Yeah, and that's going to change the. When it's first down, Nick, and you got to hold, it's just a negative 10 yards. That's painful. Now you're going to be looking at 1st and 20. So these are meaningful penalties as far as the progress of the game of who's going to take control. But again, neither defense, Nick, key here. The whole first and almost another third of 1 1/3 quarter. You get 4, back and forth here with the defense. Not either defense has not been able to stop the offense of the opposition and give the ball back to their offense. We'll see if Salem can do it here.
Both head coaches hoping the offenses don't stop themselves after these penalties. 1st and 10. Look out. Plenty of room. First down and then some. Another big gainer for the senior. Lays out a hit at the end of the run as well as he's down to the Blue Devil 31-yard line after a gain of about 28 there as continues to run wild in this first half.
Yeah, you've got to hit him at the line, Nick, or he's dangerous. As soon as he gets it, kind of like Ilya Bahoma, same idea. You allow them to get into just beyond the line of scrimmage with a step or two, and wow, very difficult to bring down. Tiger Ryan's for real. Was last year. As a senior, Nick, he looked even better.
Yeah, he's been the man so far for the Jaguars. See if they give it to the bell cow again here. 1st and 10. They fake to him. DePietro is going to keep it himself. Going to go inside the 20. Step out of bounds near the 16-yard line. So the Jags are back in the red zone after Billy DePietro picks up about 15 there on an outside quarterback keeper.
Well, Coach Burns knows with Tiger Ryan, wherever he goes, he's going to bring traffic with him, and he's taking full advantage of that on his response play calls. Once Tiger gets yardage, the first thing he does is watch what the next play happens with the defense. Do they swarm inside? Do they follow him? Does he draw a crowd? If he does, they've got a blocking advantage as far as numbers are concerned against the Salem defense to attack a different area of the field.
Jaguars by a point, hoping to extend that lead here. They're back in the red zone. They go to He's up the middle this time. Tedesco got him around the knees and tried to hold on for dear life. And does eventually bring the senior down inside the 15 after a 2-yard gain at the 14-yard line.
Might remember that play, 1st and 20, and Tiger Ryan gets a first down off of that. That is a big turnaround of events. And the blocking on both of these programs offensively have just really been outstanding. And right now you can just kind of feel Windham establishing a little bit more control of the game here. I think their time of possession is they're winning that pretty considerably as well.
Yep. On right side, runs a man over at the 10-yard line and leans down to about the 8 there. Chopped down eventually by the D lineman Lucius Mosier. Spotted where? At about the 8-yard line here.
I'm trying to think of an NFL quarterback that you could kind of match Tiger Ryan with as far as style is concerned.
A quarterback?
I know, a running back. And because he's not just a guy that pounds the ball forward. He's got moves.
Here he is, up the middle. He's got a hole to work with, and that's a deadly combination. Touchdown.
Yep.
As he goes from 8 yards out, able to basically go north-south through the A-gap for another score. That is his second touchdown of this first half, and Windham is going to extend the lead here, 20-13.
Doesn't seem to tire, Nick. That's another terrific drive. Kind of riddled with a few penalties that set them back, but they overcame it.
Right.
And the biggest one, item overcome was when Tiger Ryan, we just talked about, 1st and 20, and he just puts him back in first down territory down the field.
Extra point from Ross Seamus, up and good. So an 8-point game here, 21-13. As we're midway through the second quarter, it's the visitors kind of quieting this home crowd. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, the result here in this first half for Windham.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it's 21-13. Salem could come back with a 2-point conversion and tie the game up with, a couple minutes left, whatever it is, in the half. So it does feel like Windham is advantage, but if not by much, especially if their offense is able to continue to do damage against the Windham D.
Coach Abraham not too pleased, apparently, with his defensive effort. We saw there the longtime head coach.
Well, I don't think he sees him coming up, Nick. He doesn't see them winning those physical individual battles that he's accustomed to in the last 3 games and into the Jamboree, same thing. You know, the times that I've seen them, they just, right now, it just doesn't seem to be.
High bouncer on the squib, handled by Smith at the 30, across the 35, and tackled from behind at about the 40-yard line.
Good field position to start the drive.
Nice job by Smith to handle that high bouncer.
Yep.
It made it look effortless. All right, Salem back to work. Blue Devils successful on their first 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. The missed extra point may loom large, but other than that, again, just basically we're waiting for either defense to come up with a stop here as we approach the 6-minute mark remaining here in the second quarter. This is a counter, and up the middle goes Gonzalez. Tears up a little bit of grass there as he crosses the 45. Ends up at about the 48-yard line after a gain of 7. A 2nd down and 3 on the way. Kim slowed him down there for Windham.
I don't know, is that a counter or is that just a fake sweep and a dive? I don't know. I didn't see any back running, but boy, I'll tell you, it was pretty effective. If he didn't get get Gonzalez' ankle, Nick, he had a lot of room to run.
Back to Gonzalez on 2nd and 3, going to lower the shoulder. And I believe pick up the first down, stopped by Reed Lambert. The junior was right there, but Gonzalez's momentum carries him past the first down stick. But a 4-yard pickup for a first down.
Offensive line in front of him had won the battle by almost 2 yards over the line of scrimmage, Nick, before Gonzalez even got touched.
Tedesco in motion, 1st and 10. Gonzalez, right side, another run. Again, Lambert there in the hole.
Yep.
And about a 3-yard pickup for the junior tail.
Really like the blocking scheme here on this play. They bring that backside tackle or guard around, and they just, the first man coming inside, they just explode him. Watch this on the replay here. You're going to see. Watch the backside pull. Looks like 52. Yeah, it's just tough to see there, but
2nd down and 8.
It was there.
Lumley hands off, and Hughes is stuffed. Quick hitter to the fullback. That was sniffed out. Matt Kabori, the junior there in the right spot for Windham, and now perhaps the toughest 3rd down conversion attempt on the way for Salem. It's a 3rd down and 8.
Well, there's one thing for sure, Nick, that they being Windham, the Jaguars, they have in Dylan Kim a hack.
Toss.
Whoa.
Drop by Gonzalez. He'll cover it up, but that's a big loss of about 5, maybe 6 yards on 3rd and 8. So now 4th and 14. And Salem is going to punt. So there's Windham. They get the game's first stop defensively and set to get the football back with an 8-point lead as we move inside of 4 minutes to go until halftime.
Yeah, I think you can sense a little frustration from Steve here. He knows how Abraham, the head coach of the Salem Blue Devils, he knew how important it was to be able to even the score there.
Low snap, and look out.
Contact, they hit him. That's going to be a first down.
Is going to fly. The ball's going to roll inside the 15.
Huge mistake.
But again, a collision there between one of the Jaguar special teamers and the punter.
Huge mistake by the Windham Jaguars. Watch this. You've got to maintain composure. You can go after the ball.
And I think it was Matt Kabori
right in the middle
called
of them. Yep.
for the rough.
Awful hard thing to navigate, but it's the game. It's the rules. You have to. Watch this.
Kabori
just comes right into him.
Yep. Kabori, fresh off a pretty good defensive series there, made a special teams mistake.
And a lot of times they'll let it go if he blocks the kick and then ends up into the leg. But if you miss the kick, blocking the kick, and then you just go right into the midsection of the that's going to be called every single time. This is a real turnaround for the Salem Blue Devils.
Big break.
Big break right there.
So the home team will hang on to the football. Fresh set of downs. And a pitch left side is going to resume the drive. Gonzalez weaves his way down where? To about
35, 33? No,
I'm going to give him a 30.
31?
Yeah, That's more yardage than we expected.
Yeah, the hash marks on the field are very faint.
That's a 6, maybe a 7-yard gain. So 2nd down and 4 officially after the 6-yard pickup there for Gonzalez.
Offensive line is just getting the line of scrimmage changed downfield 4 yards at the point of attack.
Inside
There's
give.
a counter.
Gonzalez snubbed out quickly.
Yep.
Both Lambert and Shambo there to body slam him. Close to the first down marker, about a yard shy. So 3rd down and 1. We're inside of now 3 minutes remaining in this first half.
Yeah, but regardless whether they score or not, Nick, it doesn't give with this clock counting down. That penalty took away their ability to.
Tedesco.
I think he's got the first down.
In the hole, met on 3rd and 1 by Kabori.
Yeah, he's got it.
And they are going to give him the first down. Well, Salem's got a chance here, Steve, to
They
double
do.
up because they will receive the opening kick of the second half.
So that's why I say what a big turnaround. As they continue to, this first down is pretty much probably going to give them the ability to stop any return drive by the Jaguars, Nick. So even if they don't score, it was a big potential turnaround, but obviously they want to score.
1st and 10 from the 26. Lumley on a bootleg near side. Flag comes in
down.
late.
A lot of laundry coming on the field now, Nick.
Yeah, it's been a penalty-filled first half.
Yeah, especially as the game has gone on into the second quarter. It's every other play. And it really slows down and changes everything. But if there's penalties out there, they got to call them. It's just how tight do you want to run that dial in a situation where – but it came out of the – flag came out emphatically. So there was something probably pretty obvious there.
It's going to be a hold against Salem. I think it was the back judge who threw it.
Yes.
And they'll back this one up to the 36-yard line.
So
the
they're
setup
gonna
looks
have
like a 1st and 20.
Yeah, they're going to have their turn in the 1st and 20.
All right, 2 backs behind Lumley's under center. The pitch is right side. It's a first carry here for, I'm not sure who number 9 is. He's going to get popped and driven back after a pickup of maybe 3. An emphatic tackle there for Windham's Hayden Tedesco.
Watching the replay here, what happens when as you get blocked, you as a defender, you're getting blocked, and you maintain outside and turn that run in. You're going to see it right here. Watch this. See number 34, 39. I can't tell because it's just – but anyway, great job maintaining outside position, turn the run inside.
That was Damaris. Meanwhile, Lumley gets rid of it the last second, hooks up with Walton. Walton stays in bounds along the near sideline and works his way inside the 15. That's a good run after the catch there by Taylon Walton, another one of these talented juniors for Salem.
How about the job by the quarterback?
Yeah, he took a pop.
He took a pop, but he extended the play to the point where he completely improvised and got it in the hands of the best receiver possible that he could reach, and he gave him a good throw.
All right, around the corner, Gonzalez with room. He's looking for the pylon. He is in the end zone.
What a turnaround
for a touchdown. Gonzalez, his second score of this first half. It comes with just over a minute remaining on a 12-yard run. Salem now poised maybe to tie the game with a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, or do they kick it and just go in one down, Nick, and worry about that later on? My guess is they're gonna try to go for the 2. But Gonzalez, I like the play call there by Coach Abraham. There was nobody left out there. Everybody was following en route to the play. What it appeared to be, the direction it appeared to be going. And
they will go for 2, but they're going to talk about it first. Timeout is called by Windham.
Yeah.
With 1:07 to go, as Coach Byrne hoping his defense can get a stop to hold on to the lead here before halftime.
Well, if you're Windham, again, you talk about those little ebbs and flows of the game that create momentum changes, Nick. Windham really had a good situation there where, other than running into that kicker, when you look at the turnaround of that penalty, the whole game is changed and hinged and given Salem an opportunity at a second chance, and they took full advantage of it.
So, Salem, pretty good drive there, capped off by the 12-yard touchdown run by Felix Gonzalez. Their previous extra point attempt was blocked, so now in a spot where they have to go for 2 to try and tie this one with 1:07 remaining. Coming up at halftime, We'll look back at the first half, stats, highlights, analysis, recap of last night as we look across the state with some scores. There's some Saturday live scores to get to as well. And, of course, the Salem band is set to play at halftime. So we'll bring you all that coming up in just a few minutes at the break. All right, 2-point conversion attempt. Salem hoping to tie the game at 21. Ball at the 2-yard line. Lumley is under center. Tedesco is in motion. They fake to him. They roll out the quarterback right side. He's going to keep it. He's going to lunge for the goal line.
He's in.
He is in for 2.
Wow, we got a game.
That's Lumley looking good there.
He runs hard.
The co-captains, the senior, knots this thing up at 21, and the home fans love it.
Yes, they do. Good crowd out here today. Obviously, both of them are on this side, but good crowd overall on a Saturday, especially with threatening rain. And they got a locked up 21-21 game here at halftime, Nick, unless something happens in this last minute, the way the offenses have been running, it may not be over yet.
Right.
But assuming we go into the half at 21-21.
That's about right, man.
Yeah, I mean, the defenses are going to have – one defense is going to have to come out and take charge because, to me, Nick, that's probably going to be the difference in the game.
There's Coach Steve Abraham. He's described his coaching staff as kind of a family. A lot of ex-players, a lot of graduates from Salem High School on that staff. Many of them have been together for several years. So there's Salem a down year last year, just, 2 wins? And that broke up a streak of 4 straight trips to the Division I semifinals.
What a kick.
And the Blue Devils, as a lot of people like to say, are back, and they may be even better next year when you look at this talented junior class.
Could not agree more. Is it me or are the kickers across Division I? I'm seeing one team after the other with kickers that can reach the end zone with reasonable consistency, Nick. Pretty impressive.
That one was a good kick there, for sure.
Yeah.
And as a result, Windham will start at their own 20.
Yep.
All right, so minute 7 remaining. I believe the Jaguars have 2 timeouts remaining. And a chance of defense emerging from this home crowd.
I think that one timeout that Jack took earlier was the only one he took so far.
Billy DiPietro in the gun set, takes a snap, handoff is to on left side, bottled up, but still fighting. Crossing the 20 up to about the 21-yard line. Not much there. Good gang tackle by the Blue Devil defense.
Yeah,
Tiger. And now Windham, apparently, Steve, not really in a rush here.
No,
they're going to let this thing tick down inside 45 seconds.
I think both coaches want to just get into the halftime and do analysis, come out with adjustments, and I think most of those adjustments are going to be defensive of how they're going to stop.
Don't want to turn it over in your own end either.
Yep.
Here's Williams.
Wow.
Look at this.
Wow.
A body slam takedown, and then a flag is thrown by the referee, Jason Patch. Big hit there by Taylon Walton, who is upset as
apparently
the flag before. There might be a flag here. Coach Abraham is out on the field. It's going to be a personal foul against the defense.
Yeah, I don't like that call at all, Nick. I don't get involved in referee stuff, but I mean, that guy was running right into him. You know, how many times have we seen guys twist and break tackles? I mean, he had him by the hips. He didn't throw him down by his arm. That's just no. I don't agree with that.
I think Coach Abraham is still upset here.
I don't blame him at one bit. I don't agree with that call at all.
15-yard penalty is
doesn't matter what I think.
The ball here for Wyndham.
Nick, you've got a guy coming right in.
30-yard line.
He grabs his hips, controls the center of the body. And if the runner's going to keep on trying to go, then you've got to lift him and take him away from his base.
Now Wyndham will throw. DiPietro to Damaris, far sideline. You got a first down.
To me, that's an extension of the rule.
Spoke too early.
Beyond what it's supposed to be.
Spoke too early. Just a 9-yard pickup. 16 seconds remaining.
Yeah, now they got the crowd into it. The crowd not happy at all on that call. Coach Abraham still frustrated as well. But I don't think 16 seconds. It's probably going to go inside with no impact unless Windham can put together something here on a real long throw or a breakout run.
2nd down and 1. 4-man front for Salem. All right. DiPietro looking downfield, going to let it rip, and it's intercepted.
Yep.
Picked off along that sideline by David Gasbro. And he was able to stay inbounds. So it's the game's first turnover. And it comes with just 10 seconds remaining before halftime.
Yeah, I would imagine, Nick, that they'll just down, take the knee on this one, get into the half, and defensively.
There's Walton.
Yeah, there's
Coach Abraham.
Yeah, going and hugging number 5 who made that tackle. And he's... Well, if Coach Abraham is smart, and we know he is, he's going to use things like that to motivate his team and actually...
Coach looked just as fired up as the player.
Yes, he did.
All right, double handoff. Tedesco spun down and stopped by Liam Shambo after a minimal gain there. So that will bring us to halftime. 21-21 through 2 quarters. It's about right, as these two teams we figured were pretty even on paper. Well, they're even on the scoreboard as well at the midway point here in Salem. Coming up at halftime in just a few moments, we'll look back at that first half. Full recap on the way. Stats and highlights. And, of course, a Week 4 scoreboard to get to as well. Plus the on-field entertainment. The Salem High Marching Band getting warm. We'll bring you that coverage as well. So a lot to get to in just a few moments. 21-21. Salem and Windham tied at the break. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a 50-50 raffle ticket, we're going to do the drawing right now. Please grab your red raffle tickets. Give yourselves a moment. If you have the winning ticket, please make your way to the south end of the complex and please make your way to the Blue Devil booster booth. Once again, please get your red. It looks like the same colors as the Ohio State Buckeyes red. Probably will beat Notre Dame. Lay the 3 points. The ticket number is 729965. Once again, the winning 50-50 raffle ticket is 729965. If this is your ticket number, please make your way to the Blue Devil booster booth on the south end, right by the grandstand, and please claim your prize.
Watch, I'll show them my freaking 40-yard dash. My seven flat 40-yard dash. You can't be on the field, you can. I know.
Down in South Carolina, Clemson and Florida State in the third quarter right now. They're tied at 17. Syracuse is beating Army 16-10 right now in the fourth quarter. Michigan is up 17 on Rutgers in the third. Kentucky and Vanderbilt in SEC action. Kentucky's up by 11 right now in the third quarter. Texas A&M is on top of Auburn by 10 in the third quarter. TCU has a 17-point lead on SMU in the third quarter. Oklahoma is up by 4 right now on Cincinnati in the third. Marshall is beating Virginia Tech by 14 halfway through the third. And in local action, Exeter is up 8 on Winnicott right now over in Hampton.
He's doing a hell of a job.
Halftime here in Salem. Got a 21-21 score between Windham and Salem in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Both teams, well, looking to stay competitive in not only a very competitive Division I in the state of New Hampshire, but a very competitive Central Conference in Division I. Of course, these two teams are a member of that Central Conference, and as we approach the midway point of the season, these two programs right in the thick
of the standings. Salem at 3-0, Windham at 2-1. A very back-and-forth first half, offensive-oriented. Windham struck first. Pieced together the opening drive that lasted nearly 6 minutes. Tiger on capped it off with a 2-yard touchdown run. And Windham struck first 7-0. Salem answered right back just over 2 minutes later. Kevin Tedisco, 5-yard TD, extra point good. We're tied at 7. Windham's turn at the tail end of that first quarter. They do it through the air as Billy DiPietro hooks up with Chris Brearley from 32 yards out. And as a result, Windham led 14-7 after one. Salem right back. Felix Gonzalez, 4-yard TD. Extra point, though, was blocked. So Windham held the lead at 14-13 about 2 minutes into that second quarter. Tiger on, his second score on the ensuing drive for Windham, 8-yard TD. And the largest lead either way was built up at the midway point of that second quarter, 21-13 Jaguars. Then Salem, with their drive, facing a 4th and long, kept alive by a roughing the kicker penalty on the punt attempt. Salem got a second breath, a second wind, and Gonzalez got his second touchdown of that second quarter. A 12-yard scamper with just over a minute remaining. 2-point try was good on a Lumley keeper. And here we are, Steve. The third quarter nearing. Salem set to receive the football. The game tied at 21.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We started looking, Nick, kind of past this game and seeing how good a quality both these programs are. We're seeing it in person here. These are good football teams, and you got Windham next week at Merrimack, then home at Portsmouth, Oyster River, home against Manchester Central, home against Concord, and then you got the Blue Devils, Nick, at Alvern, back home at Manchester Central, back home at Pinkerton, and then at Londonderry. So both of these teams are going to test, if you will, over the next ensuing weeks with some of these games, really who they are, and we're going to find out. But as of today, as advertised as far as I'm concerned, as I've heard on Windham, as I knew with Salem, both tight teams that I actually think could get even better, as I said earlier, as the season progresses weather-wise and actually time-wise, and getting all of the things, getting the precision on all of their plays, expanding their playbook, see what works for them. Very interested to see in this game, Nick, what the adjustments are going to be defensively to try to create a situation where each of their prospective defense is able to stop the offense and give the ball back, kind of encourage punts, if you will, and to be able to take the game over that way. Right now it's hard to. I haven't seen any defense that's really effectively stopped either offense, Nick, in this game, and that's just, if your offense is going, that's the area where I see it. I agree with you. I think we were talking at halftime that in Concord the defense of Salem just seemed to be even more aggressive to me, more of that popcorn type pop defense. It to me, they seem to be getting blocked out and not coming up on the ball and as aggressive, and that very well could be. It's just the Windham offense is that good and their blocking is that good that both of these teams are just in sync. In sync as far as parity.
There's Jack Byrne on the Windham sideline. Of course, Steve Abraham on the home sideline. Two very good coaches. Meanwhile, the weather may or may not have an impact on this second half. Yeah. It's been drizzly to this point, but the rain perhaps going to intensify over the next hour or so. So a lot of folks in the crowd here at Salem starting to break out the umbrellas and the rain jackets.
Saw earlier, Steve Abraham going over, which I think is a healthy thing, going over and having his discussions and perhaps disagreements with the head official, Jason Patch, on that call. Everybody can have their own opinion. At the end of the day, it's their responsibility to protect the players. And if at the end of the day, Nick, they're going to protect them maybe a little bit one way or the other, probably in excess is an important thing to do. What I really liked was that Coach Abraham and official Patch we're talking when the shook hands and stuff like that, and just a couple of gentlemen just working things out.
Yep.
And Steve made his case of what he feels, and it's time to play a second half of football and move on from here.
Yeah, as you mentioned, kind of a fine line.
Yeah,
for these officials, the job
tough job.
Nobody really envies, and can be thankless at times.
Yeah, we all have our opinions of what we agree with versus what we don't. I just hate to see a beautiful form tackle,
right?
In my opinion, that where the runner is continually trying to twist away from him, the only option that he has is to lift and drive. I mean, that's part of tackling. I didn't see anything there that was that bad. But anyway, moving on. I don't know, Nick. To me, this thing could run up another 21 and 21 points on each side the way these offenses are running right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're equally matched. And as is the case sometimes with a tight game, may come down to a penalty or a turnover. Saw plenty of flags in that first half. Mm-hmm. One turnover in the closing seconds that was inconsequential. Here is the kick. Ross, it's a short kick from Ross. Tedesco is going to handle. Across the 25 he goes, where he's planted at about the 26-yard line. Again, it's Lambert there, who had a handful of tackles for Windham in that first half. So Salem,
not great field position, but not
bad. Set to begin right at about their, I guess, 27-yard line. And again, that offense was not stopped. 3 drives.
Nope.
3 touchdowns. The final drive was aided by that penalty on the punt.
Yep.
Which kept the drive going.
Well, let's see if what adjustments have been made.
Lumley puts Gonzalez in motion, hands to Tedesco, some power running left side, but again, Lambert waiting for him at the edge. Going to grind out a couple. Tedesco relatively contained in that first half. He did score a 5-yard touchdown in the first quarter, but primarily it was Felix Gonzalez as the go-to guy for Coach Abraham in this offensive set.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that Coach Byrne on the other side of the coin did a great job of using Tiger as a weapon and as a decoy very, very well.
And off.
Oh,
and look
wow.
out. There's Damaris in the backfield to give Gonzalez a bear hug back at the 25-yard line. That's a loss of 3. And now a 3rd down and 12 on the way.
The defense and offensive line, Nick, especially on the defensive front here with the 3 guys that they're running here, very effective, and they're doing more than holding their own. Yeah, giving a lot of vision for
Damaris
the linebackers.
Damaris has put together a good game, avoided the pulling guard there to make the tackle. Meanwhile, the throw is incomplete off the fingertips of Tedesco, and now a 4th down is on the way. So a 3 and out here as this Jaguar defense gets an early win to begin the 3rd quarter.
Well, they earned it, but that he did have some space there to run the ball if he was able to execute. If you look upfield, there was one guy there to beat, but this is not the way the Salem Blue Devils wanted to start, getting the opening kickoff in the second half.
It may set up Windham with good field position as well. There's the punt.
And a good one.
Yep. Underneath to make the grab on the run is the return man, Romeo Aiken. And Aiken to his left, seeking midfield, is going to be stopped just shy of the 50-yard line at about the 48. Tackle made by Walton. So the Jaguars will begin the drive with good field position, just shy. Looks like they're going to spot it just shy of midfield. Just a minute and a half gone by in this 3rd quarter. So another look at the quarterback, Billy DiPietro, who looked good in that first half. 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. But that pick again came in the final 10 seconds. Here's on first down. Not much left side.
Well,
Hughes and Mosier there to combine on the stop for Salem. A 2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8.
Well, they did what they needed to do there. We were talking about this in the first half, Nick, where you have to hit Tiger on at or behind the line of scrimmage in order to control him, keep him under 2 or 3 yards. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it. They did it there. We'll see if that can continue.
2 minutes in, 2nd down and 8. Ball at the Salem 48. On left side, again hit initially, avoided Tedesco, but then is finished up by the second wave. Ryan Tott Big sophomore defensive tackle finished him off. It's a loss of nearly 5.
That's the
and now
kind of
3rd and long on the way.
It's kind of defensive pursuit we saw in Concord last week, and they're just holding the line right there, and all the defenders are moving. So is this going to be a tale of the defenses in this half between both these teams? We will see.
Yeah.
Big down here, but they have been able to convert these long yardage situations. We'll see what happens here.
3rd and 13. Out of the gun, DePietro puts a man in motion. That's Williams. Fakes to on. Surveys. Now is in trouble. Going to tuck and run. Going to fire a pass, and it's complete. Braley with the catch along the sideline. He's got the first down. Tackled inside the 35-yard line. But
flag down.
You're right. There's a line of scrimmage penalty apparently on the way as the flag is back at the Salem 48-yard line.
Anytime the quarterback is in the pocket for a period of time, then escapes it, and none of the blue jerseys release, that usually means somebody's got a jersey somewhere there, and that's probably what happened there. But, I mean, that was a nice extension of the play. Good catch downfield, but
they're saying DePietro was over the line of scrimmage.
So it wasn't holding.
When he released the football.
It was close. For sure.
It's an illegal forward pass. And the flag is going to be picked up.
We're going to see it right here.
The ball is going to be backed up.
We're going to see it. Okay, so he goes out. Yeah. Kind of froze.
So they'll spot it back at the Windham 40.
It did look like he was over.
And now a 3rd and 20 on the way.
Well, they've done it before, Nick, as we saw in the first half. Not easy to do. To convert on 3rd and 20, but
they did convert.
They did.
The right one on 3rd and 15 back in the second quarter. On the rollout, trying to find a man. He does. Catch made near the sticks, but I think he's short. That's a good grab on the run by Roy Benjamin.
He is short.
Or Benjamin Roy, I should say. The senior going to be spotted just shy of the Salem 40. So 4th down and 1 after a pickup of 19.
He's got the ability to convert and complete passes. He's impressing me as time goes on. You said, Nick, I think you had heard from somebody that he was under the tutelage of Sweeney last year, and he's shown some promise.
Yeah, he's come up in the system. Sometimes you got to sit and pay your dues before you get the chance to shine, and he has done just that through 3 weeks and has looked good in this ball game as well. 4th and 1 on is the man. 1st down. He runs his way through the whole left side and picks up 5 on a key 4th and 1 conversion. So the drive kept alive by the long 19-yard pass. And then the 4th and 1 run conversion is going to move the sticks here for Windham.
Yep.
Just over 3 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter.
Awful hard to bring Tiger on down when you got a 4th and 1.
Jaguars began the half defensively, getting what they wanted with the 3 and out. And now, trying to take advantage of the short field. The drive began at midfield. 1st and 10, DePietro, left side, spun down by Walton inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the Blue Devil defense, Nick, looks a little confused with the handoff situations going back. They're putting so much resources, and I understand why with Tiger on these fakes, that it is really opening up some off tackle running room, and Coach Byrne and staff are exploiting it very well.
Fake to on, pitch, Brealey shakes one man, ball comes out, it's picked up by the big fella. Here comes Salem the other way. It is Aaron Mason. Mason down to the 20, down to the 10.
There's a turn of events.
And ends up at the 9-yard line. It's a big takeaway for the Salem defense, and all of a sudden, it'll be 1st and goal for Salem.
And the crowd is into it now. You can see in here.
And Aaron Mason fired up.
Let's see what happened here. He took quite a hit there.
Under siege initially was the quarterback. The pitch for Brealey was a bit low. Brealey did what he could. But then on his way to the ground, that ball comes out. And we got a penalty on the return. A block in the back against Salem on the run back. So they're gonna move this one way back. instead of inside the 10 on a 1st and goal, it'll be 1st and 10 from where exactly? The officials, I think, are going to spot it just inside the 30.
27, 28, 29 maybe? No, now they're going to mark it off.
That's
so
where the block in the back occurred, was around the 30, so they'll move
it back
10.
10.
Yep. So 39-yard line, we'll call it 1st and 10 on the way, but I think Coach Abraham will take it for sure. The defense comes up with their second takeaway
We said
of the
the defense is going to have to do something for one of the teams. Certainly in this situation, the Blue Devils have come through. Let's see what the offense can do. Locked in a 21-21 tie here.
Well, Lumley taking a bit of a pause.
Yeah, he seems to me
as
to
he reshuffles the backfield. Going to take a snap. Going to hand off to Tedesco, left side. Gallops through to the second level before he's stood up by Williams at about the 35-yard line. Called a game of 4.
Yep.
We'll get the clock ticking again. Nearly 5 minutes in here, third quarter. These two teams back and forth. The offenses did what they wanted in that first half. Each team possessed the ball 3 times and scored 3 touchdowns. A little bit of a different feel 5 minutes into this third quarter with the defenses rising to the occasion. 2nd down and 5. It's a pitch. This is the sophomore, Jordan Zanini. He's got some speed, gets the corner, down the sideline to the 10-yard line before he steps out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Okay, take a look at Kevin Tedesco, number 7, with the effort that he puts into this block. Watch this. Kevin Tedesco, look at that. There he is right there. Look at him fight for that outside position to give his running back the opportunity to slide through. What a terrific job. That's just the kind of effort that Steve Abraham and crew need, and the staff and the team needs.
They're going to mark him
job.
Shy of the 10-yard lines. Actually stepped out of bounds at the 14, so 1st and 10 from the 14. Another pitch left side, another strong run.
Yeah.
Still alive and fighting the goal line. Nope, they're going to rule him out at about the 5-yard line.
5-yard line, and again, Kevin Tedesco, Nick, on the left side. Take a look at this. You're going to see the same situation. Look at him fight for that edge. And then number 21, David Gasparo. What a terrific job these guys are doing. They can feel the crunch time. That's the second half. The ball's been given to them by the defense. They got to do something with it. This is a big moment for the Blue Devils here.
1st and goal? No, 2nd and 1 from the 5. They go up the middle, and they're going to get a fresh set of downs.
But Windham does not give up easy.
For a 2-yard pickup, and now a 1st and goal on the way.
Windham is not going to give it up easy, Nick.
And Lambert there on the stop. Been one of the leaders, along with Damaris, in the tackle department today.
So I guess that train goes over the loudspeaker because it was conning me into thinking there was a local train going by. But it seems to be happening too often for that.
One of the sound effects.
Yeah.
But appropriate on that last power run up the middle. This is Walton.
He's short.
Yep. Salem going to rally to the football just in time to hold Taylon Walton out of the end zone, the junior about a yard shy. So now a 3rd and goal from the 1 as we move past the midway point, third quarter. Salem looking for their first lead of the afternoon. They trailed by as many as 8 about midway through the second quarter. Again, Hughes directly behind Lumley. They go to the wingback Tedesco. Regains his footing and finishes the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Salem. Second score of the afternoon for Kevin Tedesco. And the junior gives his team their first lead, 27-21.
But off of a defensive turnover with just some real good penetration there, which opened up the opportunity to run the ball back. And they still had 30, 35, 40 yards to go, and they put together a drive here and scored, Nick. That's just a good, hard run. I know you've liked to watch this Tedesco fella. He is good.
Meanwhile, high snap forces Lumley to escape. The quarterback is tracked down from behind by Damaris, and the extra point is no good.
That could loom large in these games. It's so important.
We saw an extra point try blocked by the Windham special teams earlier.
So Windham does not give any more than it absolutely has to here.
Yeah, I think the high snap there foiled that plot early on.
Yep. but that sometimes that can be created by a defensive line that creates a sense of urgency.
Right.
By being very active.
So 6-point game, 27-21.
Yeah, Salem will take it.
5:47 to go in the third quarter.
But I'm sure Coach Abraham would have liked to have that extra point, for sure.
All right, so Windham now tasked to come up with an answer here as they trail for the first time this afternoon. Their previous drive ended on a lost fumble.
Mm-hmm.
And the drive before that, just before halftime, ended on an interception. So mixed results as of late for the Jaguars. Again, Salem trying to improve to 4-0 for the first time since 2017 when they went undefeated in the regular season. Jaguars going to now have to do it from behind here on the road if they want to improve to 3-1. He may have touched it, but he was in the end zone either way.
Was in the end zone, yep.
So that will be a touchback and another booming kick. He's going to set up Windham 1st and 10 from the 20.
I don't see a big breeze out there, Nick. He's doing that with his own leg, and that is a great weapon, as we talked about earlier last night. We saw in the game how important a good kicking game was on the field goal, the extra point, and kickoff. We saw that with both teams last night, and we're seeing it again today. I think it's extremely important when you're facing a even opponent.
1st and 10. It's a dive for On. He's
Yeah,
bottled up. Nowhere to go there. No hole.
Well, the Blue Devils' defense is individually they're working extremely hard on the matchups, and to me they're beginning to take hold here. But every time that's happened in the first half and up until now, when the Windham offense has been on the field, Coach Byrne and crew have been able to put together some good play sequencing to kind of go where the defense isn't, and we'll see here.
2nd and 10 pitch near side. Williams, a couple of blocks downfield. He's got some room. A little stutter step approaching the 30.
Close to a first down.
Very
Not quite,
close.
I don't think.
I think they're going to give him at least 9 here. And I think you're right, Steve. It looks like a 3rd down.
Yep.
Actually 2 on the way, as they stopped him well shy of the 30. So 3rd down and 2. And again, the defense chant emerges from the home crowd. DePietro with On behind him, puts Williams in motion, hands to On up the middle. And trying to push that pile. I don't think he's there.
No, he's not there.
Trying to find the 30-yard line.
Gonna
They
be
may
a
spot
yard
him
short.
Yep, somewhere between the 29 and the 30. Nice job by Salem again to rally to the football. Bennett Atkins, another senior in there on the stop for the Blue Devils. And we do have a 4th and 1 coming up.
Not an easy decision, Nick, here. At this point in the game, you're in. Look, I didn't say you didn't go for it. I'm just saying I don't find that an easy decision because the risk if you don't get it is high. This isn't like you're on the other party's 47-yard line.
Right.
This is deep in the territory, and if and remember, it's a little slick out there. The ground is wet.
Yep.
The field gives way pretty easy. We'll see, but
Coach Byrne does want to go for it. Going to roll the dice here on 4th and 1. Handoff On left side. Trying to find his way to the 30, and I think he did get it, by about a foot.
Well, they ran the play for, I was going to say, but when you got Tiger on in the backfield, Nick, at that point, and the timing of the game, I think he made the right call, and he clearly did.
Yeah. Clock starting to become a bit of a factor here as we approach 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So Windham stays alive and get a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Brealey in motion. They're going to pitch to him. No, DePietro.
Nice tackle.
Tackled with a shoestring takedown there from behind.
51.
That again is Bennett Atkins.
Yep.
Both Atkins and Mosier
played a good game.
Starting to piece together what's been an impressive performance up front.
I agree. You can feel the emotion of the defense of the Blue Devils, Nick. Not giving in quite as easy as they might have been before. Not giving in, but they're stiffening up, and they're playing more like we saw last week in Concord.
I'm feeling Coach Abraham may have had something to do with that at
I would
halftime.
imagine, and maybe Coach Burns as well.
Right. All right, on to second level. Stopped, though, shy of the first down. Tackled at the 40 by Gonzalez, the safety.
On's a little slow to get up there. I think he took a shot. But he seems okay now.
Yeah, gonna
Pretty indestructible young man.
Yeah, built like a bowling ball.
He is.
For sure.
He is stronger even than he was last year, Nick. This is that junior, senior year for most.
Reminds me a little bit of Maurice Jones-Drew. Remember him
I
from about
go
10 years
along
ago?
with that. I think he's got some other gifts, though, when it comes to.
Go to him again.
Yeah, he's
and
got a first
there it
down.
is, that second effort. Going to fight his way across the 45 to about the 48-yard line. Meanwhile, there's a Jaguar down. Slow to get up. I think it's one of the linemen trying to shake off maybe a stinger. He's going to come off for at least a play here.
Run the clock here.
That's Wyndham's Quinn Battley, senior.
We're under 2 minutes in the third quarter already, so time's moving.
Yep. Not a whole lot of pass attempts.
No.
Did see more penalties than I was hoping in that first half, but it's picked up the pace here in this third quarter.
Definitely.
We've been relatively penalty-free. 1st and 10. Again, a left side run. Again, an on handoff. And again, he's hard to bring down. Going to fight his way across midfield to the Salem 48. Sheer effort there on that run of 5 yards.
Even when there's nothing there, he finds places to go. He just drives those legs. Watch through here. Watch how he drives those feet. Small power steps as he keeps on pushing yardage and pushing the defenders back. And it usually works out to be about 2 yards a carry that he gets. But, boy, you give him 30 carries. That's 60 yards in a game, and he earns it.
Final minute, third quarter. Salem trying to hold on to a 6-point lead, and they're going to come up with a big second down stop there. As, again, it's Atkins who slips through the line of scrimmage and stops the ball carrier right in his tracks there. No gain.
Mm-hmm.
3rd down and 5. So 3rd down starting to become important here.
Yep.
More and more so as we move forward in this one.
Well, probably in 4-down territory, Nick,
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'd agree. Left side, DePietro.
You got it.
Handoff on, depending on whether they say he went down.
Wow, not a very generous spot.
He came kind of flying.
By any stretch. Yeah, to me, Nick, he came kind of untouched, and we'll see it here.
I think referee Jason Patch wants a measurement.
I think he does. He's probably.
Is Coach Byrne trying to eyeball it from the visitor sideline?
If it is a first down, Nick, it's by an inch or two on the ball. It's that close. Yeah, I think he got past the stick.
Well, it was Masson who tried to bring him down, and then
see if we can get a better
with the
view
momentum
here.
Kept going forward there after the initial contact.
Yeah, to me, Nick, he was that was a tough one. Yeah, I think he might be a little short.
Yeah, they're going to spot him about an inch shy. So another 4th and short on the way. And no doubt, I believe that Coach Byrne's going to obviously go for this one.
I don't see the fifth official out there, Nick. So, in all fairness to these guys, they're running on a 4-man crew, what it appears. So that injury must have been.
If you're just joining us, opening minutes of the game, one of the 5 officials was shaken up and has not returned.
And that makes a difference.
Yep.
So they're doing a
great job.
Doing a great job.
4th and about a foot. High snap.
Ooh.
On hit initially in the backfield, and now we got a rugby scrum. Anybody's guess. Salem is saying that they got this.
Yardage. Yeah, they got it. Salem has it, Nick.
Well, the officials, again, trying to figure this out. Certainly the players,
they held up.
Salem, they get the stop they were hoping for.
Yeah, that was the first time that I would say that the offensive coordination on the Windham side, Nick, kind of did what everybody thought they were going to do. And I think, Salem went after those interior gaps hard. You could see they came up on the replay there. But, what happens is you just believe that if you give it to Tiger Run and you've got 4th and half a yard, you're going to get it. But just really credit the Salem defense here for coming up big. This could potentially be a game changer, Nick.
It's been a big third quarter for the Salem defense. Came up with a fumble recovery and now a stop on 4th down. Meanwhile,
got the edge.
The sophomore Jordan Zanini. Got that speed. He's across midfield.
Ooh, that they got it. But you got 4 officials, Nick. They're everywhere. You got to give these guys credit.
May have been a late hit there. Williams may have given a little extra there.
That wasn't a good decision there. Wasn't a good decision there.
I think they're going to tax him on here at the end of the run. Again, our referee, Jason Patch, has been busy.
Yep.
Coach Abraham with his ear right there.
Yeah, that was he was way out of bounds. He was on the mat, and he pushed him.
Yeah, there it is. So a personal foul. That's going to be the second against Windham. Remember, they had the big penalty on the punt that kept the Salem drive alive right before halftime that resulted in a touchdown. This one is going to be tacked on at the end of the run. And
Very costly.
Football is now going to be spotted at the Jaguar 32-yard line with just inside of 3 seconds remaining.
Well, when you're playing a team, you're up on 42-7, Nick. That's one thing. But when you're playing your peers, and these two are clearly peers, you've got to maintain your composure.
Meanwhile, the pitch bobbled initially, pulled in eventually by Seth Key on his third carry, and he's going to get 2 yards on a right side run. That will bring us to the end of the third quarter. The Salem defense rising to the occasion. The offense gets a 1-yard touchdown from Kevin Tedisco, and that's the difference right now. 27-21. Salem trying to stay undefeated when we come back. Windham hoping for a comeback here on the road. Fourth quarter next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Salem. A 2nd down and 8 facing the Blue Devils. The home team with a 27-21 lead over Windham. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Double handoff. Gonzalez.
Foiled well by the Windham D.
There they are. The Jaguars swarm to it. They diagnose it. And Matt Kabori finishes it off with another tackle. No gain. 3rd down and 8. This one back and forth in the first half between two Division I Central opponents. Each team had the ball 3 times, and each team scored 3 touchdowns. We were tied at 21 at the break. And then a turnover, a 4th down stop, gives Salem a boost. They capitalize with a 1-yard touchdown, and that's the difference so far. Meanwhile, on a dropped snap, Lumley is forced to scramble.
What do you do here?
Does not get much. It's now a 4th down and 7 on the way.
Not a lot of room to gain a lot of yardage from punting, Nick. I think at this point you just got to go for it. That is not what I mean, I don't think necessarily Steve needed necessarily a first down on 3rd down, but he wanted more yardage than that. It does complicate and minimize the type of plays that you can use to get to the first down marker. We'll see what happens, and they're clearly going.
This Jaguar defense, an opportunity here to get the ball back. 4-man front. Lumley back under center. 4th and 8. Snap. Back to throw. In trouble. Scrambles right. The toss is knocked down by Damaris. Incomplete.
He's everywhere. Damaris is everywhere.
Playing a heck of a game.
Really impressed with this guy.
And he was a starter last year. Played with his brother, who graduated back in June, and now is one of these senior leaders who has made a difference today.
He sure has, Nick, and he does everything. It doesn't matter whether it's defense or offense. He's a factor in the game in all facets. And I don't know. Is he? I don't know. It doesn't say who the captains are, but he plays like a captain.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Well,
so they did it. They did it.
They got the stop they wanted.
Now they give Windham credit. The D.
Now they've got the football back. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. They trail by 6. They put Williams in motion. DePietro keeps it himself, goes right side, and now he's got an escort down the sideline. Looking for midfield into Salem territory. Going to be spun out where? At about the 45-yard line.
45, yep.
That's a 40, big pickup. A 25-yard scample for the quarterback.
That young man knows how to run the football. He knows where the edge is. That's how it's designed, and he goes after it. But he understands in order to win the edge, you have to sprint to it first. So those first 3 or 4 steps that you got to get, then you turn the ball up. You stretch and then you cut. He does it really, really well. And when you got Fake and Tiger on through the middle, it does keep the linebackers having to stay home for that split second.
And Ben Roy, the receiver, key block down the sideline to allow the time there for that to develop. 1st and 10. On up the middle, a dive. The tailback is inside the Salem 45 down to about the 42-yard line. He's been the bell cow
he has.
For Windham this afternoon yet again.
He's one of those runners that it looks like he's just going into a pile, and then you see him burst out, come out on the other side of it, and he's got a 5 to 6 yard gain.
Yeah.
Very frustrating for defense. A joy for an offensive coordinator to follow up on.
Yeah, well described, because we've seen exactly that a few times this afternoon, a few times over the last few years. Here's a pitch on the short side. The ball ends up on the ground.
Big play there.
Able to dive on top of it.
So neither offense can seem to put the plays together, Nick.
That's a big loss of about 7.
Yep.
So 2nd and 5, I believe, is now 3rd and 12.
And the loss of down. So you got third, like you said, you got 3rd down and 12 or 3rd and 11.
Yep. Another big play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this isn't 4-down territory for Coach Byrne as well, Nick.
I think it may be 4-down territory from here on out.
From here on out.
As we're now inside of 10 minutes to go in regulation. 3rd and 11. Quick throw. There's the hitter. Roy with the catch. He's hit immediately by Smith, and I think
about a yard short.
Yep. Salem, it's a good tackle there. They allow the catch, but they wrap up.
Yeah.
And now Smith, the man who made the tackle, trying to shake off a stinger. Going to stay on the field. Now the 4th.
A pretty good shot there.
4th and 1 is on the way. And again, this home crowd chanting defense, hoping for a stop. Salem's 6-point lead is still on the board for now. 3 minutes in, 4th quarter. DePietro gives to On, and
I think he has
what do you think, Steve?
I think
close.
He's got it.
Very close.
Just barely, but he got it.
Masson there on the tackle for Salem.
Of course, it always just depends on the spot.
Yep. We've seen a few that have been very close, and the officials again.
Jason's looking for another measurement, right?
Yep.
I don't blame him.
Referee Jason Patch says, let's bring out the chain gang and take a look. Meanwhile, Taylon Walton, you see him down there crouched in his catcher position trying to eyeball that thing. Yeah, plenty of room to spare there on the 1st down for Windham.
So many valuable players on both of these teams, but how valuable is Tiger Ryan to a football team when you need yardage? He does tip the scales so many times.
One of the better short yardage backs statewide. Mm-hmm. And, frankly, one of the better backs, period.
Yep.
Statewide. 1st and 10. Windham on the march, hoping to tie this game. And again, DiPietro taken down by Tedisco.
Yep.
On a left side run inside the 35 after a pickup of about 5. 2nd and 5 on the way. Now nearly 4 minutes into this 4th quarter.
Well, this is
the time
not
of the game.
Necessarily the way you plan it out, but it is. The net effect is it is methodically moving the ball down the field, Nick.
And this is the time of day where I think body language is telling. You see a lot of guys with the hands on the hips.
I agree. They're tired. It's been a long
fatigue starting to settle in. Maybe.
Yep.
2nd down and 5. Pitch. Williams tries to cut it out. He's met by Walton and driven backwards.
Yeah, take a look at Walton fight off the block. These are the sort of things that happen in practice during the week. He's a high-energy player.
He is.
But watch him in the replay. He fight off the block. There he is, right there on the right-hand side. Watch him. he just fights it off. Almost a clutch and a grab hold there. But I'll tell you, he earned that on his own, and that from great energy, great balance, and good tactics. He
shut down the edge.
Shut down the edge completely, and he was playing it on both sides. It kind of went inside, and he released inside and made the tackle. What a great job.
3rd and 8. Big play on the way. DePietro. Again, the pitch. It's for Williams, and a collision occurs at about the 30-yard line, a few yards shy of that first down marker.
These are pretty significant high school collisions right here, Nick. This is for all the marbles here. There's a lot of pride in this game. Now it's a little different. Not a 4th and 1, 4th and half a yard. It's 4th and almost 4, Nick. So this could be, in my view, especially for Windham, a play of the game, Nick.
Well, Jacob Schartnitz, who made the previous tackle, a late runoff, just barely gets to the sideline to avoid the penalty. 4th down and 4. Again, it's the quarterback, and look out! He's gone.
What a fake.
Touchdown. The fake to Tiger on, sucked in the defense, and the quarterback turns on the Jets to score that one.
He had everybody
from over
faked.
30 yards out, and the game is tied at 27.
He had everybody faked out here, Nick. You got Tiger on. Look at him. Everybody sold out for Tiger there, Nick. Everybody. Look at everybody's coming in, making the tackle, completely leaving him alone, and he just goes like a bullet down the sideline. What a well orchestrated and well executed play by the Windham Jaguars.
Can the Jaguars take the lead? Seamus Rosh is on for the extra point. Senior kicker up and good.
Takes the lead.
28-27, that one down the middle. And just like that, Windham now out in front here by a point.
Nick, these teams could play each other 5 times, I think, and be 5-5. Yep. I really do. They're that even. And neither one is going to allow the door to be closed on them, and that's just more kind of lends itself more to the spirit and the culture and the attitude on these teams. They don't want to quit, and both of these teams want this win bad. And, boy, the hitting that's going on out there in that drive, Nick, just shows how badly they do want it. Weather, thankfully, holding off here so far. I probably shouldn't say anything. But
yeah, a little bit of rain, but not
too bad.
Not terrible.
Hasn't really changed the conditions to anything that's of any significant magnitude.
Wind is picking up a little bit.
Yeah, I see that with the trees.
And you see the flag there starting to wave off to our right. All right, here we go. Ross, the kick. It's a squib, and it's handled well by the up man who dives on it.
That's an early time to do that, but, boy, it took a nice bounce there, and he held himself strong. Had the right guy in the right place. Yeah, he's played himself a good game.
All right, so a little roll of the dice there by Windham. It backfires because now Salem's got a short field near midfield.
Yep. I understand why. It's just all about execution. If you execute it, then all of a sudden you look like a star. If it doesn't,
Salem may make you pay. We'll see. Yep. Lumley, 1st and 10 from his own 49. And off Gonzalez. Great defensive push there as he's hit and stopped in the backfield.
Yeah, Windham is coming up hard.
Liam Shambo, the junior, with a tackle.
You definitely picked up early, Nick, on the body language out there. The fatigue is beginning to set in. You can kind of see guys rocking back and forth, and they're playing on an empty battery right now, but on pure grit.
A lot of these starters play both ways. And even those that don't log in a lot of snaps at this point, as we've seen lengthy drive after lengthy drive. Nearing the midway point, 4th quarter. On 2nd down, this pitch gets away from Tedesco. He's going to fall on it, but that's a big loss of 10 yards there. He's backed up inside his own 40, and now 3rd and a mile on the way for Salem.
Yep.
Down a point here with 6 minutes to go. See that pitch out in front of Tedesco,
yes,
a little high. The junior had to scramble after it bounces off his fingertips. And it's a costly misfire there for Salem.
Yeah, Lumley's been pretty good with those pitches. That one just had a lot of force, and it was a slight bit behind him. It was catchable. Don't get me wrong. It was a catchable pitch, but it would have been difficult to keep a handle on that. I don't know how much yardage was there anyway, Nick. looked to me like the secondary was coming up.
3rd down and 21. Lumley has not gone to the air much tonight. He's going to throw this one off the back foot. It's up for grabs. Tedesco's got it. What a catch. And here he comes down the sideline. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Salem.
Wow.
Kevin Tedesco is 3rd of the afternoon. What a throw by Noah Lumley.
How about an extension of the play, Nick? Incredible.
And then the speed on display down the sideline. It goes for 61 yards and a touchdown.
Here it is. Watch him extend the play here. He's able to beat him on the outside. Look at that athleticism to be able to get the ball downfield. And he just wanted it more, and he fought for it harder, and he got it. And he wasn't done yet. Look at him go. Wow.
So now it's Salem up 5 with just over 5 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. And Coach Abraham wants to go for 2, trying to push his team's lead up to 7.
Big play here.
Lumley under center. Pitch to Disco. Hit in the backfield and brought down at the 5-yard line.
Wow.
That's a good open field tackle there for Windham's Jake McKeelick. And it stays a 5-point gap here, 33-28.
We talk about this, Nick, all the time. When you have parity between two teams, oftentimes it's the special teams plays that make the difference. But right now, Salem has a 5-point lead. So if the Salem defense can hold strong here, and and they have to, and Windham has to get a touchdown in order. You can't win on a field goal here. So
a lot on the line here in this Week 4 matchup. Salem hoping to improve to 4-0. It would match Pinkerton and Bedford at the top of the Division I standings and remain unbeaten. Windham, after an opening night loss against Pinkerton, hoping to make this their 3rd straight victory. And again, these two teams most likely will be battling for playoff positioning come November in Division I. So it's a big game here in week number 4. We're glad to have you on board. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you. And
a lot of folks sitting home watching our game. We really appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button as well.
Yeah.
If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire on YouTube at FNL NH Media. This one is a high arcing kick fielded on the run, and now with some speed comes Romeo Aiken. He's all the way across the 35, stopped just shy of the 40.
Fearless.
At about the 39, tackled by Walton. And Windham trying to get things jump-started here. Clock now a factor, just over 5 minutes to go in regulation.
Well, you kind of look at the clock. There's plenty of time for Windham to go down. If it's all about if Windham scores or not. If they score, now all of a sudden the clock is turned the other way, depending on how long does it take them to score. So it's cutting both ways here. Just depends on how Windham's able to move the ball, obviously.
1st and 10.
That was a great extension of the play.
DePietro puts Williams in motion, pitches to him, right side run, gets the corner. He's got a 1st down. Going to step out of bounds just after midfield. After an 11-yard pickup.
That pitch is working for Windham. They're blocking extremely well off the edge. But again, I still contend, Nick, that when you have a Tiger on that's threatening to go up through the middle, that is a significant reason why that outside edge is opening up. They just can't release the personnel out there and let Tiger run it 7, 12, 15 or more up the middle.
I think the perimeter blocking has been impressive as well.
Extremely good on both ends.
All right, they're going to ride on up the middle. He's going to drag Hughes with him down inside the Salem 45-yard line. And another fresh set of downs coming for the Jaguars. Strong run for On, who's unofficially up near the century mark.
Gotta be.
With over 90 yards.
And how many yards does DePietro have on running as well? He's got a good slug there of running yards.
And a 32 touchdown run just moments ago in this 4th quarter. Here he is on 1st and 10. He's under pressure. And he's going to step out of bounds. Hit as he does so by a flying Lucas Mosier.
Very sneaky speed there, Nick. He's able to kind of lull you in, and then he just turns jets on. Looking for someone downfield, was smart not to throw it.
Yep. He's made some
good decisions.
Yes. Did have the 1 interception and the 1 fumble lost. But other than that, has been pretty flawless.
Yep.
2nd down and 10. No gain on that long run. 4 down linemen for Salem. Man in motion. And they pitch the other direction, and it doesn't fool anybody.
What
This Walton
a game he's played. What a game defensively this young man has played, Nick. He fights blockers, and he knows what his job is, and he does it. And he fights hard to achieve it.
Member of this,
very impressive today.
One of the top members of this talented junior class who has played with emotion today.
Yes, he has.
And that one ends up as a 5-yard loss.
Not a big fella by any means, but he's wiry and tough.
That stop also takes the clock inside of 4 minutes here. 3rd down and 16 on the way for Windham.
Look at him. He's pumped up now.
Some of the Salem fans on their feet, stomping on the bleachers. Williams in motion. Snap taken. DePietro. Handoff on. Nowhere to go. Again, Mosier is there. Ryan Tott is there.
The whole crew.
It's only a 3-yard gain. They're going to give him 4. But either way, 4th and long on the way, 4th and 12, 3.5 now to go.
But both offenses, Nick, on these 4th and longs have oftentimes, 50% of the time or better, risen to the occasion and able to achieve it. So, but this is a big one.
Huge play here, 4th and 12.
Huge play.
They're going to punt. Off the foot of the quarterback. This one is going to land inside the 5-yard line. A diving attempt there to try and keep it out of the end zone by Roy. And I think it's successful. So they're going to pin Salem at the 1. That's a good play by the gunner there.
Yeah, but let's watch this. Can we see this on replay while we're waiting here? One more.
Coach Abraham's upset.
Yeah, I think he thinks he slid into the end zone before he had possession. Thank you, guys. So we're going to see it right here. Here's the kick. Hopefully we're going to get it on camera here. Now watch what he does. He kind of to the end zone. I think when your feet go in, I just don't think with the 4 officials, Nick.
Did he down it first, though?
Yep, you're going to see it right here.
So he touches the ball there.
Yeah,
and then
to me, that knee looked like it very well could. We don't really have a perfect view to make that decision, but there's a play where missing a official might have helped in the making that. But they did, they're doing a yeoman's job here the best they can under the circumstances.
Right, it was the back judge who was injured. That's a good point.
Yep.
From our friend Andre Bumitri,
that's kind of what I was trying to say.
Address announcer. Great minds think alike.
Absolutely.
All right, meanwhile, looking for breathing room here, Salem's going to run a dive play out to the 5-yard line and set up a 2nd down and 6. Meanwhile, the question is, when does Coach Byrne elect to stop this running clock?
I don't know,
inside
Nick.
of 3 minutes.
I don't know. 2:41 left. He only needs really timeouts left to 3-3 according to the scoreboard.
Yes.
So Coach Byrne couldn't let at least they need 2 first downs really to lock this thing in.
Give Gonzalez left side. Felix Gonzalez is bottled up.
They're going to get
and now a late hit.
That was
coming.
a costly one there, Nick.
Yep, it's Dylan Kim who put a little extra there after the whistle.
Dylan's played a really good game today, but no. So let's give official Jason Patch credit. He's going to err on the side of protection of players. He did the same thing on this play that he did in the last one. It's kind of evened out at 1-1 here. If you watch this one, he comes into the end zone.
And the question is, when did the whistle happen?
Yeah, and that is the case, Nick,
yeah.
and we can't hear that from here. So,
but it seemed like it was blown dead. The officials say late hit, and that's a costly one here with 2:19
There were 2 other Windham
remaining.
players that backed off,
right.
and then he continued. So my guess is that was the whistle that drew them off. That is a huge turnaround right there.
1st and 10. Clock running again, down towards 2 minutes now. Pitch left side. Good block by Tedesco. A dancing move. This is the sophomore who's got some speed. Jordan Zanini going to dance his way all the way to midfield. This kid broke a 92-yarder earlier in the season, and he comes up with a timely big play there.
Yeah, get ready for Salem's going to be around for a year or 2 here. No doubt about that, Nick. This guy's a sophomore, and he's got the kind of gifts that work complement, in my opinion, a Gonzalez And a Sadisco very, very well, Nick.
Very shifty in space. And he gets it done there. Salem's going to call a timeout here. I'm sorry, Windham is going to call a timeout. Yep. And that'll leave the Jaguars with 2. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance gets you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. By MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising, the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait. It's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 5 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the Seacoast. Visit NHiPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally by Spectrum Monthly. Powerful local advertising solutions. Find out more at SpectrumMonthly.com. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. It's presented by Beals Insurance. 2 minutes to go. 33-28, Salem trying to hold on here in front of their home team, or hometown crowd, and improve to 4-0. Windham hoping to pull a rabbit out of a hat over the final 2 minutes, down by 5.
Yeah, the Coach Burns now down to 2 timeouts, Nick. I would say we're at a point right here where they really have to. A first down will pretty much do it.
1st and 10. Handoff right side to Disco. Not much. Going to lean his way forward. Damaris is right there for the stop. It's a 1-yard pickup, and now timeout number 2 comes from the Windham sideline.
Yeah, appears as though Coach Abraham, Nick, is perfectly willing to just burn time. Now he's down to 1 timeout. I think he's willing to do that and kick it and put his defense on the field. But my guess is he can probably get the clock down to about 1:15, 1:20, and with the ability on 4th down to kick them deeper in the zone. So I think he's going to play the field position and percentages here. My guess is we'll see another run.
Reminder coming up after the game, full recap, stats, highlights, analysis, and a look around the league as well. Steve, there's a little bit of a surprise brewing out on the beach that we're going to get to.
Really? That's
later on.
You got Exeter, Winnicott.
Exeter and Winnicott.
You're kidding me. Records never mean anything in those games, do they?
That game may be closer than some people thought. We'll get to that coming up after the game. Meanwhile, 2nd down and 9. Windham hoping for another stop. Salem, 1st down will go a long way towards putting this one to bed. It's a play fake. Lumley hit by Damaris, and then still on his feet is finally knocked down. And here comes the flag. Shambo was the 3rd man in, may have hit him a little too high.
Either that or after the whistle, Nick. I think my guess is it's likely after the whistle in that situation.
It's definitely against Windham. You can see the reaction from the Jaguars sideline. Not happy. Well, Lumley, just impossible to bring down. Survived the first 2 hits, and then Shambo comes in high. That may have been, as you said, either a late hit or helmet to helmet. Either way, it's against Windham, and that is a backbreaker here with 1:47 remaining. Jason Patch has been busy, extra busy this afternoon, leading this short-handed crew. It is a personal foul. It is against Windham, and the Jaguars are now really in a tough spot with just 1 timeout remaining and a 1st and 10 coming up for Salem.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of there, Nick, is he was in the grasp for quite a period of time. We can't hear the whistle up here, so we don't know. But he was in the grasp of 2 other players for quite a period of time, and I believe he probably came in and made the hit after the whistle. I think.
It's either that or it was helmet to helmet, but either way, personal foul.
Yep.
Okay, so not a first down, though.
No. Yeah, go for it.
I thought it was automatic, but no, it's 3rd down and a long 1, it looks like, with the football spotted at the Jaguar 43-yard line, trying to get to the 42. So we'll call it 3rd and 1. Meanwhile, clock has resumed. Again, Jaguars with 1 timeout. Coach Abraham okay with letting this thing tick down.
Yep.
As far as possible. He may burn a timeout himself here just to maximize the play clock. The offense is still in the huddle and in no hurry. And now Coach Abraham looking at his staff, raising his hands in a timeout position, is going to ask for it right now and stop this clock with 1:01 remaining. So a huge third down on the way, basically to decide this one. 3rd and 1 coming up from
Yeah, you kind of like it
43.
to be more of a deliberate ending rather than flags and penalties and things of that nature. Kind of takes a little of the steam out of the kind of the settlement, if you will, as far as the game is concerned. So,
But this one has been fun to watch. Back and forth offense really on display in that first half. 3 touchdowns each way, 21 all at the half. Salem, a couple of big plays defensively in the third quarter, grabbed the lead. Windham responded with a big run from their quarterback. Go out in front by a point about midway through this fourth quarter. And then Salem with a big hookup. Noah Lumley to Tedisco on a 3rd and long, 61-yard touchdown. And right now, that is the difference, 33-28 our score.
well, one thing that's inescapable is these teams are very even. And regardless of what happens from the next minute, 1 second, these teams are very even, and they're also very good football teams.
Yeah, we called it before the game kind of a measuring stick game.
Don't
for
know
these two
how
teams.
much measuring we're really going to get out of this one, other than the fact that Salem is at home and they're doing the things that they need to do to come out victorious at the end, but not by any significant margin. Whatever that measurement is, it's not a large one between these two teams, and they're both going to cause some havoc.
3rd and 1. Wyndham loads up the box. It's a dive, and Hughes is going to lean forward for a first down. Wyndham saying the ball came out. Jaguars are emphatic that they have it. The officials say not so fast. Salem ball. But did he get the first down? I thought he had it easily.
I thought he did too. Yeah, this is
Jason Patch says not so fast. I believe it may be a 4th down on the way.
well. He wants the ball. I mean, he.
Waiting to spot it. Now he will. And for the, 9th time tonight, we're going to have a 4th and an inch.
Yep. Yeah, there's going to be probably a measurement here. I don't think they're going to.
It's going to be our
And
4th
then-
measurement.
Did Coach Byrne take his last time out?
He just did.
Yep. I thought so.
Comes with 55 seconds remaining. And right now it is 4th down. So no apparent measurement, 4th and an inch. That's a big stop for Wyndham. It keeps hope alive here. But now I think Salem, even with a 4th down, prepared to go for it and go for the jugular.
Yeah, so there's 54 or 55 seconds left. That's going to be a heck of a feat, Nick, even if they can stop them. Because like you say, they're going to – well, the clock will stop upon the whistle if they don't get a first down here, if they can get them behind the scene. But you can see the frustration here on a lot of the Wyndham players, Nick. I can tell the body language that they feel like they're having one slip away from them that they really wanted. But when they come out, get a little time to think about it, again, this game's not over yet. I'm saying if it ends like this, then in that situation, they're going to know that they are in parity there, very close with another very good pair, another good football team.
Here we go. 4th and inches. Quarterback sneak, Lumley.
I don't think he got
in
it.
the middle of the pile there.
I don't think he got it.
And now it's anyone's guess here. The officials going to try and sort through the pile.
There's a difference of opinion between the two officials as far as where the spot is.
Jaguars obviously saying that he was short. Coach Abraham is out on the field.
I would say he's still short, but I think they're probably gonna measure this. This is not a perfect art. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. Boy, it is really close.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess before the measurement, in my opinion, they're a little short. I think that Wyndham will take it over on downs.
Here comes the chain gang.
All right.
Comes with just inside of 52 seconds.
Take a lot of pride in this, buddy. I like to be right in these situations. But just kidding.
You usually are.
Yeah,
I'd say you got a career.
If it is, it's an inch.
Career win percentage
Inch
north
either way,
of 95%.
Inch either way.
Yeah. I mean, this one we can't tell. I mean, it was a pile, and who knows.
Yeah.
Jaguars get it. He's short. May have actually lost an inch, actually. So, still alive.
Back
the
and
Jaguars
forth, back and forth.
Without a timeout, just under 52 seconds to work with.
They
need a
have
touchdown.
the weapons, Nick. They have the weapons. to get something like this done. It's a tall task, but they have the weapons.
They need a touchdown. They're going to begin at their own 43-yard line. Salem defense trying to slam the door. Billy DiPietro in the backfield along with his tailback. Tiger on. One receiver each side, one wing back each side. Man in motion is Williams. They fake to on. He's going to go deep down the middle. Intended for Damaris and overthrown, incomplete. With
Well
him step
covered
for step there was David Gasborough.
Yeah, well covered by 24.
It was 21 Gasborough.
Was it 21? 21, excuse me.
Who was right there with him. He's played well today. And now a 2nd and 10 coming, 46 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was just well covered there. I think you're going to see him drop to a cover 2 set deep. He's still going to go with 4 down linemen. He's going to go with a pass rush. But he's laying the linebackers way back, 7 yards back.
Yep.
So they're probably going to release to coverage.
The defensive backs are back near the stick. DiPietro on 2nd down, scrambles left side, steps out of bounds to stop the clock. He's going to be short of the 1st down.
39 seconds.
Does cross midfield. Now the question is where did he step out of bounds? I think they're going to give him the 1st down. Yes, they will.
Yeah, then that was badly needed because you don't want to run out of downs here, Nick. But, these things with him getting out of bounds, getting 15, 20-yard chunks, and you can get 15 seconds maybe within the striking range to throw in the end zone, you could get 3 plays out of that, at least 2.
From the Salem 47, 1st and 10, 39 seconds. DiPietro rolls out right side, eyes downfield, throws off the back foot, incomplete. Trying to find Roy, but overshot the intended target, but only sails out of bounds, 2nd and 10.
Only burnt 5-6 seconds, so he's got he's got time.
Again, the defense chant coming.
Really sorry, folks. I got this cough I just can't get rid of.
Well, Salem, Coach Abraham rolling the sideline. Hoping the defense can come up with another stop here. Maybe another takeaway to seal it. 32 seconds. 2nd down and 10. DiPietro. A little bit of a low snap. Back to throw. A deep drop, and that one incomplete.
There's nothing there. He was throwing to nobody. Yeah, down to 27 seconds right now. Really think in these situations, Nick, I think the adjustment that and I said they would go to a cover 2. That's exactly what they've done the last 2 plays, Nick, on defense, and I think that's causing some difficulty. What's interesting is he's maintaining cover 2, split the field in half deep, and now he's still keeping 4 pass rushes to try to maintain pressure, and out of respect for him as a quarterback and what he can do.
Yeah.
So I really like the defense that Salem's put out here.
3rd and 10. DiPietro, quick hitter. Damaris, near side, out of bounds, close to the marker. Takes advantage of the soft coverage. Got the ball out quickly, finds his guy, and it is enough for a 1st down, a pickup of 11. But just 21 seconds now remain.
Yeah, Damaris is a football player. He's really impressed me today.
Both sides.
Both sides of the ball, I agree.
Again, this home crowd chanting defense. Windham still alive. Bad snap. Picked up by DiPietro. He's going to roll right side. He's going to aim for the end zone. It's up in the air and incomplete. Little bit of contact there. Roy, the intended target. He wanted the flag. He won't get it. Smith was right there again for Salem. And now we're inside of 13 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he's not too happy with the officials right now. I don't know, Nick. That was a tough one. That's way on the other side of the field. Hard for us to see, but the official was right there. I have to say, to be honest with you, Nick, I think, going down to the 4 official situation in a game like this is a very difficult thing to do, and I think they've done the very best they can.
Yeah, no back judge, as we talked about.
Yeah.
You got the side judge who's kind of doing both.
And these sort of plays are the ones that are going to be missing, the sort of coverage that you're looking for.
2nd and 10.
I think you got it right.
DiPietro rolling right. In trouble. Sack man in the game. Gets rid of it. He's got a man. It's Williams. He's at the 15.
And he's out of bounds.
That'll stop the clock with just over 2 seconds to go. So it all comes down to this. One play for Windham. They're down by 5.
Somebody's
Meanwhile, there is an injured player for the Jaguars back at the 41-yard line.
It's not Tiger, is it? I don't see his number up anywhere else.
It may be the tailback, senior Tiger on. I think you're right, Steve. He was in the backfield trying to protect his quarterback.
Yep.
And indeed, that is, I believe, number 43 in white.
Well, that would be a huge blow.
Yep. So both teams going to gather on the sidelines here with just over 2 seconds remaining. Reminder, after the game, post-game coverage. As we break this one down, out-of-town week 4, scoreboard, stats and highlights, all the good stuff coming up whenever this one concludes.
Yep.
Should be momentarily either way.
Tiger's moving now, moving all of – that's good to see. Sitting up now, moving all extremities. Yeah. He is kind of – they're kind of moving his head back and forth. I don't know if he –
I don't know what happened.
I didn't really see anything in the replay. Maybe we have a different look. I don't know, but –
he's shaking up.
Didn't see too much there.
Now they're going to get him to his feet. That's a great sign.
Oh, the Wizard is going to give us something.
Yep.
Let's see here if we can see that out of the backside. No, he's going to go out of the screen in that situation. So,
yeah.
But thank you for that.
All right.
He's okay, though, it looks like.
But he will have to watch this final play on the sideline here. And
so my guess is, Nick, they're going to bring in another receiver.
Well, where's the football?
The zone.
Football's at the 15-yard line.
It's very, Nick, this is a very doable pass. It's just, I'm a little confused of why. No, they're going to use a fullback. I don't understand why. Maybe just to protect the quarterback? Yeah. I don't know, but.
Yeah, you need some pass protection.
Yep.
It's Kavi Pytel in the backfield. They're going to add some time here. As the official, going to add 3 seconds.
Wow.
2 to 5. So we may get 2, we may not. We'll see.
I doubt it.
All right. DiPietro in the gun. Salem only going to rush 4. He's going to throw right away. It's up in the air, and it is caught. No, incomplete.
No, incomplete.
And it's game. Salem is going to hang on. The incomplete pass in the end zone brings us to zeros on the clock, and the Blue Devils, for the first time in 6 seasons, are 4-0 out of the gate as they hang on in a back-and-forth contest. They beat conference foe Windham by a final score of 33-28.
Nick, I got to tell you, I mean, they go out to Keene, and they face a very, very physical Keene team, come up with a win. They got out of Manchester, win that game. We covered the game in Concord last week where they just looked terrific, especially in the second half, looked really strong. And they come in here and they beat Windham. So anyone to say Salem, I'm not saying it's a Bedford, I'm not saying it's a Londonderry, I'm not saying it's a Pinkerton, et cetera. But they just beat a very, very good football team. And Windham, if considering the fact they did lose this game, they are not behind Salem. And anything could happen with these teams played each other 10 times, as far as I'm concerned. Anything could happen. So
33-28 the final. We come back.
Congratulations to Salem.
With a full slate of highlights, stats, recaps, and a scoreboard watch as well. 33-28 the final. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit MG NBCSportsFundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Well, another good one here in week number 4. As this one back in fourth. Salem, the last man standing, so to speak. 33-28 the final. Coach Abraham's got his Blue Devils now at 4-0 for the first time since they went undefeated in the regular season back in 2017. It started off on a good foot for Windham. Their senior tailback Tiger on the opening drive. Scored from 2 yards out. And the Jags led 7-0. About midway through that first quarter. Salem responded on the next drive. Just under 2 minutes later, Kevin Tedisco, 5-yard TD run, part of a big game for the junior, 7-7. Windham, they hook up to the air to retake the lead. Billy DiPietro finds Chris Brearley on a 32-yard touchdown. 14-7 Jags after one. Salem right back at it. 2 minutes in, second quarter, 4-yard TD for Felix Gonzalez. Extra point, though, failed. And Windham held the lead at that point, 14-13. They extended that lead with On's second touchdown. Midway through the second quarter, 8-yard score, 21-13. Final minute, Salem gets a second touchdown from Gonzalez. 12-yard run, 21-21 after the 2-point conversion was successful. That was our halftime score. Defense came alive both ways in that second half, especially in the third quarter for Salem. They get the 3 and out, they force 2 turnovers, and they take their first lead as Tedisco scores his second touchdown at the midway point of that third quarter, 27-21 at that point. Fourth quarter, Windham again retakes the lead midway through, a 32-yard touchdown run from Billy DiPietro. Extra point, the difference at that point, 28-27. But, again, less than 2 minutes later, we get a big play as Noah Lumley hooks up with Tedisco through the air this time. 61 yards, brilliant pitch and catch. Good run after the catch by Tedisco for his third touchdown of the day. 33-28 at that point. And that ends up being the final as Salem gets a stop in the end zone to seal the deal. 5-point win. Blue Devils are 4-0. Windham slips to 2-2.
Well, Nick, if you're going to break down this game, to me, both of these teams are really, really even. The first half just showed what these offenses can accomplish. I think the play calling with both staffs and both players executing on offense in the first half shows how exemplary these two offenses can be. And I think as we get into the bad weather, it's going to move on. To me, the differential in this game, and I'm probably going to, I don't like digging up old bones, but I'm going to say the 3 composure penalties were huge against Windham. The one in the end zone, the most recent, was huge. They had Salem where they wanted him. That allowed them to get that first down, and we know what happened after that. Previous to that, There was a composure penalty over here, out of bounds, that created an opportunity for a first down, again, in a critical time for Salem because it was a late hit out of bounds. And then the big one that had massive impact was running into the kicker. They had the whole thing ready to take over, probably go up by 2 scores if they were at offense able to go down. So Windham is going to have to work through. The composure penalties are part of an emotional team. I don't think this is this is a team or anything like this. Team has got guts. This team has got tremendous talent. And those composure things were all really about excessive energy, just not contained and controlled. Not about anything that was meant to harm anybody or hurt anybody. This is a good group of guys, but they have to fix those. And you have to be able to be aware of time and place in a game and understand where you're at. And if you take those 3 composure penalties out of the game, we could wind up with a very different score. But Salem was able to contain that for the most part during the game. But hey, kudos to the officials out there for running with their back judge out. Very important position on the field for officiating. Overall, those guys did a good job. And we've got. I don't know what we really learned from this game. To be honest with you, I think we learned there's just 2 good football teams that are very close together.
Yeah, I think that confirmed what we suspected.
Exactly.
For sure.
So, but to me, that was the difference in the game. Those 3 composure penalties.
All right. One other Division I game here to report on in week number 4, the rivalry that is nearly 100 years old between Winnicott and Exeter. That was just a 1-score game at halftime with the Blue Hawks.
Didn't end that way, though.
Out in front 15-7. Exeter expands that lead in the second half and closes it down 23-7 is the final as Exeter is now 4-0. So we're talking Bedford, the defending champ, Pinkerton with their win last night, Salem, and Exeter win today. So those are your 4-0 squads, along with Portsmouth.
Yeah, I was going to say Portsmouth
they won last
in there
night as well. So you got 5 teams at 4-0. All right. I want to thank Scott and his crew here in Salem. Always fantastic. We appreciate it. Our friend Andre next door as well, helping us out on game days. Appreciate the help there. And, of course, our Friday Night Lights family doing a great job.
Terrific job.
Dual broadcasters in the booth, dual videographers downstairs. That's Matt Beals and John Barron. And, of course, the eye in the sky above us, Kristen Beals, providing the aerial views tonight. And, of course, the whole thing is mixed and mastered by the man behind the curtain, our director, the wizard of replay, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. A reminder, we're back on the air Thursday night, 6 o'clock, another edition of FNL Gridiron. We'll have exclusive interviews, plus a look ahead at the week ahead, week number 5 already on the other side. So join us Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern, live on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, FNL NHB on YouTube. For Steve Beals, I'm Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Salem 33, Windham 28. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.